Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Challengers Elite. My name is Bryce, and of course, joining me here for today's games, my colleagues, of course, Tun and Ellen. Ellen, how are you?
I am wonderful. Last week was a little bit challenging for me dealing with extreme weather conditions and having no water, but we're good now, all fresh and clean. And I'm so happy to be here, Bryce. I really am.
Well, after the week you've had, that's no surprise. I'm glad everything is okay now. Of course, Tun, how are you?
I'm good, mate. I feel sorry for Ellen. She's had a bad week, and then she has to cast with me first game. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than that, does it? But other than that, yeah, I'm fantastic. Just feeling maybe a little bit sorry for Ellen other than that, but very excited to get into the games nonetheless.
No, I am excited too as well. Let's jump straight into this, right? Because we are now talking about relegation and qualification games, not only the next season, but moving forward into playoffs. Let's take a look at the bracket and see exactly how it's worked out so far. So the first few games you may have caught on the community channel, been off stream for this one, but we've had winners round 1, Obtained Esports versus Team Singularity. Team Singularity 3-0'd Obtained, not a good start of the day for them. Then we had a map 5 thriller, the Rams versus Connect 4. And it's going to be the Rams that come out on top in that one, which means our first game will be Team Singularity versus Rams. Losers round 1, however, which is going on right now, will be Obtained versus Connect 4. Ton. Let's talk a little bit about winners round 1. Team Singularity versus Obtained.
That's a surprise for me, especially the 3-0. We know that Obtained unfortunately didn't play in the Challengers Cup this weekend. Sounded like they forgot to check themselves in. Singularity did play in that and only finished top 8. Of course, Singularity struggled to make themselves even in contention to get to this point. So you really would have expected Obtained to sort of go with what they were rolling. They had a pretty decent side of things in the regular season. Now moving at the playoff side of things, you would have thought they would have been able to at least overcome SNG. Not the case. I very much expected Obtained to get through on that one. SNG have underperformed so far on Cold War, but in this game, it just looks like Obtained not at the races whatsoever, and it is a bit of a surprise result for me, Russ.
It certainly is. Ellen, of course, this is a very important time of the Elite Challenges, simply because, right, these teams have got so much to play for, being relegated and being qualified.
That's absolutely correct. You know, a lot is on the line. There's pressures on right now. So in terms of that, you know, I agree. But with Singularity, you know, I was actually going to just add a little bit to that. They really have stepped it up, though, the last couple of weeks. So that 3-0, I'm actually not a little bit too surprised. They've been looking really good the last week, you know, and that so... it's just the tension's on, the pressure's on, like you said, Bryce. They're playing for so much, and so much is on the line. And we're gonna see maybe some surprises, maybe some upsets, but for the most part, it's gonna be interesting to see.
It certainly is. Well, let's have a little look then at our maps for this game as we are ready to jump into it. Of course, this is Team Singularity versus the Rams. And we will start off on Crossroads hardpoint, then move over to Search and Destroy Moscow. Control will be raid, and we have a back-to-back raid, of course, with hardpoint coming in map 4, and then Garrison, Search and Destroy. Ton, do these maps scream one team or the other?
You know, I didn't actually expect, as said, Singularity to be here at this point, but I feel as if I'm leaning towards the Rams no matter what the maps are. You look at those SMG battles on Crossroads, yes, okay, Singularity are going to be there with them, but realistically, we have seen Metals, we have seen Journey really causing a lot of problems from that Rams squad. We're going to need to see big games out of Denzer and co to see if they are going to get something done, but it's very much about the AR battles there as well, where again, I lean Rams. I don't know, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking Rams overall. I honestly think they've got a very, very good shout in winning the whole thing in Season 1, so whoever's coming up against Rams, I'm usually going to figure out to be coming that way. I think it's just plain and simple. Rams are a very, very good squad.
Yeah, they 100% are. And of course, last time around, Ellen, this game did go to Rams 3-1. Do you think Team Singularity have improved that much to give them a better game this time around?
It's hard to say because, you know, Rams coming off that win from Connect 4, they are looking pretty strong right now. And, you know, they got first in the Challenger Cup. They got second the week before that. Their searches are a little bit 50-50, but again, they just beat Connect 4, who only lost, I believe, 2 maps. So I believe Rams is looking really strong. Singularity, though, they did beat Trainhard, who is now, for I believe, what, second right now? 3-0. So, kind of like a wild card team. We don't know. It's hard to say, but I do believe in favor of Rams. They may take this, but again, Singularity is kind of like a dark horse. You just never know with them because they have been so inconsistent.
I couldn't agree more. And I tell you what, the time for speculation is, of course, over. This game is getting ready to go. Singularity versus Rams onto the hardpoint, and now over to our casters, Ellen and Tun.
Thank you very much, Brycey, and this really should be an interesting one. I said Rams last time around did take it up against Singularity. And it's just going to be interesting to see, Ellen, if Singularity can take the momentum from that 3-0 against Obtain. I mean, that's a big result for them to get a hold of it. Now heading into a game against Rams, it's maybe a different kettle of fish. It's a very difficult game to come into. Rams will be coming out hot after a 3-2 win up against Connect 4, and I don't know if I think that Singularity will have the gas to get through this one. They will start on the more favored side over towards Crossroads and over towards the garage. And at this moment in time, have a very slight lead, but I'm not too sure what you think. I just think that Rams might be a little bit much for them.
No, I agree with you there, Ton. And I heard there actually was a little bit of beef between these two teams. So kind of like a little bit of a storyline there. Pressure coming in from both teams and, both determined to win this. But now we're on board with Maple, who actually just went down. Rams actually has control of that P2 hill, looking to be in a good position, even though they are down by 30 seconds. Lucky holding the back spawns here to go down there from Singularity. And it looks like Singularity might be getting the kills here, might get control, but Rams still has control of this P2. We're on board with Denza. Oh, he wins a nasty two-piece there with a pistol. Now Singularity has control again. They still have the lead on this. But 45 seconds left on this second hill here, the garage here. We're on board with Maple. Looks like he's getting naded there. 3 down again in favor of Singularity. The ping power from Singularity is just looking so strong right here. Maybe just in terms of that, the banter that they had going on with these teams, they're just coming out hot right now. 3 down again for Singularity. Now, Journey, looks like we're going to see a rotation onto that third hill with 20 seconds left on that second hill. But the kills come down again from Singularity, but Journey already on that early rotation, and they may actually be set up to have control of this third hill here, Ton.
Looking that way, it's a hell of a hold on P2, to be honest with you. We know it's a strong rotation. Look, they've actually completely flipped it as well. This has been a perfect Crossroads from Singularity so far. Going to be locking down the tank side as well, making sure they're cutting off through the middle. It's just working out perfectly for Singularity. That kill feed is barely being read throughout this game. You'd see Denza starting 12-7, Bids 10-5. These are the guys that you need up close and personal and causing problems for Rams. Limited amount of problems for them right now. There was only 3 points on the board so far. It's been a fantastic start for Singularity. They're still locking this one down. Maple will find another, and eventually Rams will get inside and get a couple of points, but it's going to really amount to very little. It's been a fantastic start to the game from Singularity. If you want to start a game on Crossroads hardpoint, look at this one and see how they've done it. They've rotated perfectly every single time. They're still locking down more time here, Ellen, as well. Denza not quite heating up a little bit further, but it's 116-5 in that fourth rotation. That fourth hill belongs to Singularity as well.
Singularity doing such a good job at holding the hill, just like you said, Ton. They're getting the early rotation. They're getting these kills. It's not looking good right now for Rams. 126-10. And again, Singularity still has spawn, still has control. Metals gets taken down. Lucky trying to come in and cut that down. But again, they're just getting outslayed right now. It's insane. Journey getting a couple shots into Maple there, but throws that trophy down maybe to provide some protection for him. Again, Singularity still has control of this. Now 3 down in favor of Rams. But again, Singularity, they still have control. They still have spawns here, but it looks like a couple players do spawn out. But again, 20 seconds left on this hill. They're in a good position to get set up for that P1 hill. And, Rams does get a couple of points on this, but Denza takes out 2 and gets the scrap time on that. But now it looks like, again, Singularity is in a good position. Detain gets 2. And they're in a good position again. 3 down again for Rams. This is not good for slaying here in terms of Rams. And again, Singularity set up for that P1 hill. They have control. And Ton, this is just, I don't know. I can't see how they can take this back without the slaying numbers increasing.
I was going to ask you the question here. What do Rams need to do? Because right now they're being out-rotated on Slade. Biz is going to find 2 down the right-hand side. He will be killed though, and it looks like Rams will just about have a rotation over towards P2. It's the first time we've seen them lock down any sort of favorable spawns, but I don't know if anything's sticking out to you all at this moment in time. It's just been an impossible task for Rams. And the problem is they have to play for rotation, so ultimately they start losing a lot more of the scrap time, and that scrap time is going to edge Singularity closer and closer. We're heading into, obviously, the second rotation here after that first hill, and they are already 120 points in the lead. It's a good deep setup from Rams, though. They've got men pushed forward. Singularity have got a long way to go if they want to get a hold of Garage.
Yep, and it looks like they do have control of that garage hill here, so that's perfect for them. But the kills come down. That's 2 down, 3 down from Singularity. They actually are pushing through. Rams still getting that back spawn, but again, they're split spawning now. It looks like on the sides of both teams, if you see that. And it looks like Singularity's holding the hill from the front. Rams getting the kills. They're initially getting the kills, getting the spawns on this. They won those rotation kills here, and again, to win this, they're gonna have to rotate early. But like you said, they can't give up too much scrap time. And if you take a look at number 3 there, Nvidia, and he actually looks like he's waiting for this rotation, getting set up on that P3 hill, but he gets taken out by Detain with not good right there. But he actually still got the back spawn for the 3rd hill. So again, they're kind of fighting back and forth for the scrap time. Rams kind of getting some more points here, 70 to 158, and early rotation for the next hill ton.
Yeah, there's been a couple of members over here from Rams. What is that shot from Denza? Looking to try and clear out Metals as well. They know where he is. They're going to try and hunt down Lucky inside the hill, though. And maybe this is something for Rams to work on now. They have reduced that deficit quite significantly with a good hold at P2. Spawn still in Singularity's favor, though. Let's see. I'm curious to see who's going to be spawned back. It will be Singularity, as we can see Rams spawning out towards the tank side. So Rams fighting from behind here. Nvidian will find 3 with the AR and get things locked in. Singularity just starting to flood now. Metals inside the hill. Can he do anything? Detain is going to go down. Denza on his left-hand side, looking for the second. Can't quite find it, but Denza will. Succeeding where Metals could not. Finds another kill, and now the rest of Singularity are here set up and ready to break. They're pushing on through. That's 5 kills in a row for Nvidia, and he falls to bits. But here come the rest of Singularity. Can the trades work in their favor? Not quite. It will be Journey to lock in 2. 15 seconds to go here, but crucially for Singularity, they have spawns for P4. They're looking good for that. They're trying to lock it in. But what was a 120-point gap is now down to 30.
Yeah, definitely good plays there by Rams. Now on board with Journey, but Detain takes him down, and now Maple gets a 2-piece. Now Singularity again slay them out. Now they know that they're spawning on the other side of the map, and now, oh, nice shots in there from Avidian. 2 down for Rams. Now they have to break and collapse on this hill if they want to get control here, but Singularity, their slaying power, they still have spawns. They're just looking so good right here. On board with Metals, he gets taken down by Maple. Denza gets the trade on Lucky. Vidian knows where he is, but man, they're doing such a good job in terms of getting those trades in. And Singularity is just looking so well. Maple gets another kill on that hill, securing that time. 24 seconds left on this hill. 188 to 122. Singularity is just looking still so strong, and Denza gets the kill on Journey, where he gets it traded out by Metals. Metals gets a 2-piece. Now they're rotating to this first hill. You see, looks like Rams has control over it, but oh, he gets the kill there on Maple. Journey takes him down, and now Rams looking good to set up on this P1 hill here. They can maybe soak up this time and regain the lead here, or get closer to it. But these next 2 hills are going to be very crucial for Rams.
They do need to lock something in. That was a really good hold by Singularity over towards P4. Contested here, and Rams will have control. Make sure they do lock in this garage hardpoint. Taking a point here as well, so Singularity cannot win over towards P1, but Denza and Cole going to start making the push. Journey in the corner, not expected to be there. D10 will get the trade. Is Nvidia there to trade back? Yes, he is. Points on the board. The spawns belonging still to Rams. Keep an eye on number 5 on your minimap. Bids is trying to make that rotation round. He finds a crucial kill on the other side of the map. He may be able to get away. Let's see if he can keep things going. Not quite. Lucky shuts him down. Keep an eye on the spawns, though, towards the back rock. That's going to be Rams. Singularity flip it, and that's a perfect break from Singularity. Kind of a little bit of a skew whiff on it. Was seemingly going over towards the Rams side, but it looks like they extended maybe a little bit too far, allowed Singularity that spawn point, and they are now in a super good spot to lock this one in. The only man there from Rams at this moment in time is Nvidia. Needs to wait on the rest of his team. 20 seconds for Singularity to lock this one in map number 1. It's ticking down to 14 now. The kills starting to be traded out. Which way they're going to go? Rams seemingly going to get the back spawn here, so they should be in a good spot to try and break through. 40 seconds remaining on this one. But the problem for Rams is that they need to keep every single second and get the rotation round towards P3. Rams are locking this one in. Singularity trying to make this push through. That's a big kill from DT. Metals goes down. All of a sudden, Lucky is going to be pinched from 2 different sides. Singularity with the break. 13 seconds for the win. They've got time to win here at P2. Denza finds another 2. I don't think Rams are going to be there quick enough. Metals needs to go massive for his team. Needs to get inside now. Maple's going to drop, but where's the rest of Rams? Are they there in time? Just about. Keep an eye on this rotation. Oh, the big fight's going to be going on. It's going to be number 3, Nvidian. Has to clutch up. Finds the kills. Look at this rotation from Rams.
Oh man, and they got that early rotation, but Singularity still getting that back spawn, but Rams has control of this 188 to 247. Singularity only needs 3 seconds. They have to break this, but Rams just got 4 down. They're still, Denza's still in the back though. They're getting the split spawns, but Denza's here. He creates some trouble here. Metals slides into the hill, kind of controlling this. Denza's still in the back. He might be able to kill Lucky. Lucky knows he's there, but his teammates are gonna help, and Lucky takes down Denza now. Metals 210 to 247, 3 down. Team kill comes in there for Maple now. Detain takes Nvidian down. The trades are coming back and forth, but ultimately hill. This is insane. Bits gets 2 down. Singularity still is falling out. Rams has control of this piece. Journey just gets a 2-piece. This is insane time. Now they have control of this P3 hill here. They can control this and potentially win this right here. Journey knows he's coming there. 2 down.
Kills for Singularity.
Yep.
Singularity need to make the push yet. Rams are holding on tight though. Which way the kill's gonna go? It looks like it's gonna be Singularity. Only Journey left to do anything about it. Singularity breakthrough. My goodness, that was nervy. They were 120 up. My goodness me, they just about get there in time, but that was very, very close to being a massive, massive comeback from the Rams. They did everything right from P1 to P2 to P3 on the 3rd rotation, but couldn't lock in P4 quite as well as they would have liked. And that's a big, big break coming out from Singularity. They just about get things done there, Ellen, but I mean, part of it, they have to maybe be a little bit unhappy with the fact that they were so far ahead and just won the map. That's maybe a little bit of a like, oh, okay, yeah, we won, but my God, we made it hard for ourselves.
Oh no, indeed, and I wonder what was happening. You know, maybe Rams just had like a slow start there, but that was super slow. But man, like you said, coming off of that, they might be like, oh my gosh, we should have beat them way more. You know, we shouldn't have let them come back. But you know, whatever it is, they still they got it together and they clutched up. But that was definitely close. Woo!
Crazy. Absolutely crazy how they managed to just lock that one in. But there you go. A very, very close game between these two, and Singularity will take the lead. I mean, I'm not sure what else to say on that one. You know, I think for Rams, if you don't have that slow start, you win the map. There's no doubt about that. But I mean, let's try and remind ourselves of what happened in this game, Ellen, because it was a blur. What a crazy way to kick off the broadcast this evening. What a series, what a map between these two.
Yeah, definitely. Journey, I know Journey was really kicking it up into gear for the side of Rams and you know, getting those initial kills. But again, Singularity in the beginning, they just had the trades, they had the rotations. Detain, they were getting outslayed immensely. Look at that. Detain was 10 and 5, Denza 21 and 12. They essentially were just doing everything perfect, and Rams said, no way, not today. Like, you know, let's step it up, clutch up, and you know, just everything that they were doing essentially at the beginning was perfect. But Rams definitely woke up and said, hey, you know, we're not going to let you beat us this badly, and we're going to hopefully take that energy into the second map and, you know, take the search.
What a performance in the end by Singularity. And it has to be said, you know, their opening was just so perfect, and that's what allowed them to win this map out. 250 in the end to them, but Rams really had the chance to nearly come back there. Fantastic stuff from the boys on Singularity, though, to close that one out, and it sets ourselves up for what a fantastic series. Of course, the winner qualifying for the single elimination bracket tomorrow, where, of course, Train Hard and August do await. And there is still one more spot there as well. If you drop in that losers bracket, you need to make sure you win 2 games. Essentially, you win 2 games and you qualify before you win 2 games before you lose 2 games, and you qualify for tomorrow's bracket. So let's see if it does work out for the Singularity squad. 3-0 against Obtain. They were sitting down in the bottom 3 for the majority of the regular season, and now all of a sudden we're back at it. So it's interesting to see if Singularity can keep this one going after a 3-0 win over Obtained. How are they looking against this Rams squad? We're going to be going into Moscow Search and Destroy in just a second, with Raid coming up after this. And I don't know, the Rams do have the S&D in their back pocket. They are a very, very strong S&D team. Can they get enough yet, though, against the Singularity squad, who I mean, that is just I'm not 100% sure how Rams will have any composure after that. That was such a good comeback from them. Just couldn't quite lock it in, but Singularity have got to be feeling so good right now.
No, most definitely. I believe Singularity is definitely like that dark horse team. Like you said, they were at the bottom 3, and then they beat Train Hard 3-0. They had a little bit of a struggle at first, but they beat Train Hard, and then I believe they were blessed by, I think it was House Tars that lost. There was a team that lost that was able to have them not get relegated. So whatever that they did in the last couple of weeks, they definitely it's definitely showing with this team here.
Yeah, they won 2 games of their own, though. At the same time, they found themselves some wins that maybe weren't necessarily expected in that last week. And look, I mean, Singularity are a team who last year they looked fantastic. They really were looking to be one of the best teams in Europe, one of the best ARM teams in the world themselves, and formerly Team 1, now August, or some members of August, I should say, found themselves in locked horns all the way through the year. But in the end, it was Singularity who came out second best. But still, you expected them to be towards the top here in Cold War. And at this moment in time, this is the best we've probably seen them look, because things have not been plain sailing so far this year for them. But we're heading into Moscow Search and Destroy now. And can they find themselves with a 2-0 lead here up against the Rams? I don't know, Ellen. S&D.
I don't know. It's
very
risky.
Different,
like I
very
said,
different game type.
Definitely. Rams has been kind of 50-50 with the Search and Destroy, but lately I even just having the pleasure of watching that Connect 4 game, they've been really strong, like you said, in Search. So interesting to see here, but we're hopping on board. It looks like the Rams in favor of attacking sign. It looks like both teams are kind of playing a little bit patient, but then they gets a couple shots into him from that street side there. Looks like they're just very heavy on the defense. Not really sure where the bomb is going just yet. They're kind of just playing for picks, playing for information, trying to see where everybody is. And it looks like Rams is going to rotate the bomb towards the B site. But Metal is playing a little bit of a distraction over here. And he gets the first blood, putting them in a very, very good position here now. 3v4. Now Lucky takes down another one, takes down Denza. Metal's just waiting patiently. And, you see that. That was just a beautiful play by Rams. Detain, though. Looks like now he's the last alive in a 1v3 situation. The bomb goes down at B site, it looks like. He thinks that the bomb is actually going A because Metals was actually kind of, juking him out there. So Rams is notorious for the fakes. That's for sure. Kane gets shots in, but not before getting taken out by Lucky.
I think
now
the thing
going
is
up
there is
1-0.
that, yeah, D10 manages to find the kill, but on the A side of the map, and he's the only one that finds anything for Singularity there, so they just switch things up. Fantastic stuff by the Rams, just staying away from where the danger clearly is. Going up the B side, and the last guy from Singularity's over towards A, but a good transition from them through the middle of the map. They find the kills nonetheless, and it's big from Metals, isn't it? He finds those two over towards A side, and all of a sudden, they can sort of dictate where they want to go. They know Singularity will be taking the bait, so to speak. Rams 1-0 now, their turn to defend. Looks like Singularity with a B push.
Hopping on board here with Detain, kind of premiuming that middle. Again, it looks like both teams, again, are kind of playing patient, but look at Navidian. He's underneath that window. I don't think Bids knows that he's actually there. He's in a great position to just wait, He hops out the window. Boop, he could just pop him. But he gets taken down by Bids. Looks like caught timing right there. And now it looks like maybe Singularity might rotate that bomb back towards the A site, making them think potentially that they're playing B, but Detain. I'm just pre-aiming, waiting, checking the bomb site, seeing if anyone's on it. Looks like it's clear. The bait was taken. Rams rotated over to the B bomb site. Now Singularity can get control, get this bomb down, and hopefully catch the kills on rotation. And it looks like now, hopping on number 4, that looks like Metals is right there. He actually gets a kill, nade kill on Denza. He might get the 2-piece. He gets the 2-piece on Detain, but Bids trades out Journey. It looks like right there now in a 2v2 situation. That'll kind of
How hasn't that been traded? How hasn't that been traded? That's one of those things where they know exactly where he is there, and they have to surely find the kill. Metals is going to find one of the Bids around the rotation now, and now Maple, not too bad of a spot to do something in. That bomb will go down. Metals now. 3 kills in a row for him. He's going to challenge the same angle. Maple ready and waiting with an XM4. Not going to work out. That's a 1v2 from Maple to tie things up. Big round out of Singularity there. Well played from Maple.
Definitely. If Singularity lost that round, I could imagine they would have been very angry on that, you know, because they had first blood. Bids had that first kill on Nvidia underneath that window. They kind of faked it out, and then they rotated to the A bomb site. And again, Metals got that 2-piece. Didn't get traded out, but they ended up coming through Maple with that nice 2-piece on the bomb site there. Now we're hopping on board back on the offensive side in terms of Rams here. Hopping on board with Journey. Looks like, again, going to make a maybe aggressive push here. No, looks like Lucky is aggressively going to push mid there. And he gets the kill on Detain now. 3v4. Aggressive push here. And number Metals over here, he knows that he's waiting and he knows that someone's over there. He sees Bids, throws a nade in. Maybe gets the trade in, but Denza helps out his teammate, gets that kill on Lucky now. Singularity playing on the defensive side on A, but Rams gets that 2 down simultaneously now and took the round now being up to 1 ton.
So there you go.
It's kind of a fast round.
It was just an aggressive one from the side of the Rams. Really well played from them. They managed to get another attacking round. Metals is 6-2. What a game from him so far. Can he keep this up though? Rams need this map. 2-0 down against Singularity. You're not in a good spot whatsoever. Push going to come in from Singularity though. Looking like probably going to be an air hit. Majority of the time it is, of course, when we go over towards Moscow. Maple now making the push over towards a SMG in hand. Not necessarily the norm for Maple. Lucky and Co though. Trying to set up in a good spot here, but they're going to go for that rotation. Singularity playing the passive attack, if you like, sort of waiting for Rams to make a move, and then Singularity will counter.
You know, looks like, again, it's kind of the waiting game here. Everyone's just kind of playing for information, waiting to see what's going on. And, you know, it looks like Maple, he could be in a very tight spot over there at A, but again, the bomb's getting pushed into the B bomb site. Now, Lucky's knows what's going on, so he's kind of pre-aiming there. He gets naded, throws the nade in on the bomb, gets Bids down now. Bomb goes down for Singularity, and it looks like Lucky gets the kill on Denza now. Detain hopping around in the window. He knows that they're in there. It has to play defense on the bomb site. Maple gets the kill on Metals, and he gets the 2-piece on Nvidia. Lucky takes down Maple, gets that trade out, and now, again, they have the defused. Rams going up 3-1 in the series. Again, just like you said, Ton, being down 0-1 in the series, this is a very, very important map for Rams. They need to win this to tie up the series. You know, you don't want to come into this being down 0-2, and they're definitely looking really strong right here. Search and destroy map here on Moscow.
It's their first defensive round win as well, which is a big one. Feeling good on the attacking side of things, so the fact that they've managed to get defense under their belts now will feel even nicer. 7-2 and 6-3 respectively out of Lucky and Metals so far. Really good performance from the Rams here on the search and destroy. SNG do need to step it up though. It's taken a clutch from Maple to win that initial round that they did. Haven't been able to get much going otherwise. Aggressive defense from the Singularity side. D10 Does have Denza to help him out if he does get pushed from Courtyard side. But Singularity quite far pushed up here, and Ram's quite happy to allow them a little bit of real estate. Bids and Co. have to be careful here because Rams seem to be doing the same as what Singularity did last round, and they are waiting for the push to come through. Bids is going to have to back on down as he is spotted up by Metals. Turns the Semtex of his own. Not going to hit anything with that, but nonetheless, they know that Bids is in and around that bomb site. I think for Rams here, it's about trying to find a pick at this moment in time. It's hard to make a decision when you take your time so much. You don't really have a great deal of information. No, Bids is somewhere around here, and that's about it. Let's see.
Singularity.
Push is going to come through. Yeah, Rams now about to push around. Bids is in a bit of a spot you wouldn't expect him to be. Finds one, expects a second challenge, doesn't come through, but around Eskies is where Journey has gone. Expects the push from Bids, finds him as well. Really good player from Journey. All of a sudden, D10 left now in a 1 versus 2. Up the escalator. It's not going to work. Rams with another round. 4-1.
Yeah, I was going to say, Singularity definitely looked like they had a good defense going on right there. You know, pushed up aggressively in the mid, just waiting in those corners. And Rams is just looking so strong, you know, with their gunfights and getting those picks off. Both teams playing for those picks, but overall, Rams is just looking super strong right now. The fire was definitely lit from the first match. Metals and Lucky 7-3, 8-3. Invidian doesn't even have a kill, and they're still up 4-1. So they're looking really comfortable right now. So now on the side of defense, it looks like from their side, Lucky playing a little bit passive here, just pre-aiming this window. You know, again, both teams just kind of on the waiting game, just waiting to get those initial picks. The XM4 on Bids gets a couple shots into Lucky, but Lucky takes him out. In terms of Rams again now, 3v4. Maple gets a couple shots in him by Invidian. He gets naded, but he manages to get away with his life. A little bit help there from Denza. It looks like the bomb might be swinging back over to A. But Rams now, they're actually rotating over to the A site. Playing patient again, playing their life. They're in a 3v4 situation, so either they're going to wait for this bomb to go down and maybe retake, which it looks like they might be doing, but they know now the bomb's going down at A. You're going to start to see the pushes come in from the side of Rams. Now Detain gets taken out by Journey. Not before taking out Lucky. Journey has shots into him now in a 3v4 situation. Now Denza takes out Journey now in a 2v2 situation. The bomb is still down. 27 seconds left on the clock. Singularity just has to play defense here. Now Maple gets the kill on Avidian. Metals last alive. He actually has shots into him. Now they know where he is. He gets naded. Can he get it? 15 seconds left on the clock. He gets a couple shots in, but Maple takes him down. Now Singularity finally getting on the board here now. 4-2. Favor of Rams.
Looking a lot better from the Rams side. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? It is difficult. Still, Singularity do get one on the board here, so maybe they can get something going. Very, very difficult for them, though. Let's see if Rams can close this one out.
Now I'm bored with Lucky now. He has a sub in his hand now, and he switched from the XM4. The XM4 is so good as far as defensive goes. That AR is just nasty, but so is the 74U for those close engagements. It looks like they were going to play aggressive for a second, but now just waiting for those picks. Singularity looks like they're favoring the defensive side and more of A, and Rams is making their way towards B, but Denza gets the kill on Journey. Now gets traded out by Invidian. Now it looks like the bomb is going down. Lucky has the plant down here at the B bomb site, or it looks like it looks like they're making their way towards the B, but he's actually backing up. You have to look out for Detain there. He's right there in the middle, kind of waiting for the rotational kills, and Bids takes down Metals. Now looks like Lucky and Detain get into that gunfight. Detain wins the gunfight now. Invidian left in a 1v3 situation. Bomb is down. It looks like back closer to their spawn here at Glass. And Singularity now 20 seconds left on the clock. He has to get this bomb. He has to plant. Realistically, looks like this might go in favor of Team Singularity here as well. And not enough time on the clock. He might just play for kills. But it looks like definitely Singularity is going to take this round as well. And their defensive is looking very, very, very good now.
Yep, things are looking a lot better. Apologies to anybody in the YouTube stream, of course. We are working on the issue. Audio is still here, though, so we'll try and describe what is going on in the game, at least for you. At this moment in time, it's now 4-3 to Rams. So it really has been back and forth since you lost us. But thankfully for you, you get to listen to me and Ellen anyway. Nonetheless, though, the Rams squad still 4-3 up. It's now the turn of Singularity to get on the attack. See which way they're going to go on this one. But we are working to get this fixed as soon as possible. But we will stay with you on the audio side of things so you guys know exactly what's going on in game. It's looking like Singularity with a slow push yet. Very, very high defensive line from the Rams over towards A. They've stacked 3 members in and around the site, and actually one player from Singularity having a little look at from Escalator, but choosing not to step forward, which is probably the wisest thing he's done all game. Now, there will be a plant from Singularity over towards B. Rams stacked over towards A, and this would be some comeback from Singularity. I tell you what, they were 4-1 down. Rams looking very, very solid, but Singularity with a big plant over towards B. And now they have to defend. Rams have to retake the site. There's a big flank coming in from Mel's. We will push through Office and Roadside. Singularity holding so far, but the first blood's going to come into Rams, and all of a sudden, 3 kills in their favor. They find 1, and then the wall just crumbles down. Few's going to come here for a journey, and that's a really, really good retake there, Ellen.
Wow, I absolutely, like, Singularity definitely looked like they were going to take that. They got the bomb down, and then I blinked, and then Rams just killed everybody. Wow, that was insane. It's the pressure's on, though. Definitely Rams, like I said, their fire was lit from the first map. They need to win this to be tied in the series, 1-1. Both teams playing and looking to make it to that playoff bracket tomorrow, so definitely the pressure's on right now. Rams, 5-3 Singularity. They need 1 more round to win and take this. Looking good. So now on the offensive side of Rams, looks like Rams is going to make their way towards the A side. Actually, no, they're actually playing a little bit patient. It looked like they were going to aggressively push it, but they decided to push and then stop. Singularity, it looks like they have 2 at A, playing very defensive. Detain's holding mid. And now again, we're just kind of waiting the patient game, waiting for that first pick, playing for information, and both teams just kind of at a standstill here.
Yep, it's one of those rounds, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But it looks like Nvidian just got a first blood on Denza. Now Detain rotating over to that street side. Looks like Metal's here. Again, just trying to be annoying at A, make them think that potentially that they're playing at A, but Rams still hasn't pushed for a bomb site just yet. It's like Lucky just takes out Maple on the A site. Now the trades are coming in. Now 2 down for Lucky. Now it looks like in a 1v3 situation, Detain needs to clutch this. There's 25 seconds left on the clock, but Rams, there you have it. They take it. 6-3 now in the series. They were just looking super strong in this Search and Destroy ton.
Fantastic performance from them. They'll be arguing that they could have potentially been 2-0 up here, but Rams will get it done in Search and Destroy. But what a performance by the Rams. We are still working on getting this fixed for you guys. We are having a couple of issues, and I think it'd probably be worth sending us to a break in a second, but just to break it down, Rams obviously winning that one at 6-3. Good result for them on the Search and Destroy, and we will get that map number 3 set up very, very shortly. But Ellen, we're all tied up here. Any thoughts on the series so far?
So far, no, this is kind of what I expected. Like I said, at first I thought Rams would take this easy, but, you know, Singularity the last couple of weeks, they really have been looking good, and they have stepped it up a lot. And between both of these teams, you know, it's very, I feel like it's very even right now. But again, Rams was looking stronger at first, but it's just hard to say. It's honestly hard to say a ton. Both teams are just looking really strong, but kind of evenly matched right now. But overall, I feel like in terms of, you know, Rams is really good at search, but Respawn Singularity looked really strong in that hard point. So the control might favor them in that fashion too. We might see that as well. So overall, it's hard to say a ton. It really is, but I feel like Rams might take this one.
Yeah, well, Rams would have been the favourites before this, and they will level the series up after a very, very close map number 1, and in the end, a pretty comfortable map number 2. We're going to go for a very short break, but don't go anywhere. We've got the rest of this game between Singularity and Rams coming up after this. Ladies and gents, welcome back to the Call of Duty Challengers Elite, and we have a cracking game on our hands. Rams against Singularity, but things are all tied up as we're heading into the control. I am, of course, joined by Dream Crazy, and very excited to get into this control here, Ellen. It's been a very, very close game so far. Both teams looking very, very good and looking potentially at their best. What are we thinking about the control, though? Which way are you leaning?
This one, I feel like could go either way. Both teams, I believe, just won their controls. Actually, no, I think Singularity. No, Rams.
No, Singularity
lost their
did because
controls.
they
did.
They 3-0'd.
They 3-0'd. So, Singularity definitely looks really strong on raid. I think this one actually might go to them, for sure. I do.
Well, we're going to find out very, very shortly. Let's break down the maps that we've seen so far, and of course the ones that we are going to see. Raid control coming up, then hardpoint on raid as well. Of course, we will need to see that with this being tied up. And we will head over towards Garrison Search and Destroy if we do so need to. I'm curious though, which way this game's going to go. It's back and forth. And, you know, we spoke about before, Ellen, my favorite for this one was definitely Rams, but Singularity seemed to be on a bit of a resurgence over the past couple of weeks. And let's see if they can continue this though, because at this moment in time, yes, okay, it is tied up one apiece, but Rams are a very, very well-rounded team. We need to see if they can do it across all three different game types and different maps, of course, as well. Things got a little bit squeaky in that hardpoint, and if you did miss any of it, really, you should go back and keep an eye on how that game went. What a map number one between these two teams. It was just such a... It was, I mean, look, when we've seen the lead for Singularity, we're thinking there's no way they're going to lose this. In the end, they didn't, but it got very, very close, didn't it, Ellen?
Yeah, it definitely did get close. Rams just had a very, very, very slow start, and you know, it really just took two hardpoint hills to come back on that. They had initial control of the first rotation on the P1 hill, and then they had control of the second garage hill, but Singularity was able to definitely close it out, just having such a huge deficit. So interesting, you know, if Rams potentially started out stronger that map, then they definitely, I feel like, would have taken it. But Singularity has definitely cleaned up their act the last couple of weeks. They were struggling a little bit in the Elite Series, but overall, they really have stepped it up into even qualifying for the game. But both teams are very tight, close-knit. I believe their record overall was 4-3, 4-3. They had the same record coming into this, so not really as surprising to see them in the knockout rounds right here, but it could go either way. In terms of Singularity, they were looking strong to start at first, but Rams definitely has kicked it into gear on that last search that we just watched on Moscow.
100%. Let's see if they can continue things here. No, the Rams. And I mean, look, these guys were in the grand final of the Challengers Cup number 7 at the weekend, going up against August, and it took 2 best out of 5s for August to beat them. August, of course, came from the loser's side, so bear that in mind. You know, Rams have come off the back of a tough defeat there, but they're going the distance with arguably the best teams in Europe every single time. Singularity, though, it does seem as if they are sort of awakening a little bit. Let's see if they can get things going here once again as we head over towards raid control. We would be good to go in just a second, but I don't know. I'm still leaning towards the Rams here, Ellen. I don't know if you have any predictions after the first 2 maps, which way you think this one's going to go. I don't know. It's a very tough one, but I am leaning Rams. I'm leaning Rams.
It's definitely hard to say because, you know, Rams, they won the first Challenger Cup, or excuse me, they won the Challenger Cup a couple weeks ago, and then they took second in the next. But Singularity has been kind of like that dark horse team. You know, they've 3-0'd Train Hard, formerly known as Gangsters, which was a really good team. But I don't know. We'll see here as we hop on board with Denza pushing into this first site here, but gets taken down by Journey. Looks like a strong A push here off the start. And now Rams looks like they have control of this A site. Playing on the defensive side, Detain gets taken down by Metals. So far, trades are coming through. Kind of a split push here, but now it looks like he gets taken down by Detain. Now Maple, back laundry area, just kind of holding this down. He sees Metals, gets the COD timing on Metals there now. And like it looks like a kind of a good start here for Singularity. It looks like they have this fun here. Maple being annoying, getting the shots in, but excuse me, as I say that, excuse me, it's Rams. Rams is the one that's actually capturing A. He was on the defensive side, had that flip there. Now Denza being annoying in their base. He knows that he's up there, Journey's up there. He gets the kill on him. Now, not looking good for Singularity here. That Rams just actually got that first point. They need to play defensive side. Metals absolutely going off here, pushing towards this laundry side. He knows where they're spawning. They have the initial kills, and kind of looking like a good start here for Rams, Ton.
Yep, they get a hold of A nice and early. 2 minutes to go here for the B push as well. And it's been such a strange map raid control so far. A good one nonetheless, but it seems as if teams do have that separate site that they prefer. Typically it is A that goes down first, but it's going to be the case this time around for the Rams. Now it's a case of trying to set up in the best possible place they can to try and make this push. If you're Singularity, you want to keep pushing up and being annoying. Lucky and Metal's going to find a couple of kills for Rams, though, looking towards the lives ever so slightly in the favor of Singularity, but Rams haven't made much progress so far.
Yeah, and it looking good here. The kills right here, kind of even 16 to 16. Now Denza gets that kill on Nvidia. Now Lucky actually in the site. He gets the kill on Bids. Rams looking to be set up on this B site now. 2 go down, 3 go down in favor of Singularity. Now Rams has control of this B site. If they hold this here, they could actually potentially capture it. It looks like Journey was being annoying in their base, pushing them back. Now getting that back laundry spawn. Singularity, they have to push in to break this point, Ton.
Yep.
And it looks like they did.
Perfect from the Rams.
Perfect plays.
Yep, they push through the spawn. The spawn Singularity out, then they find the kills to make sure they are actually spawning out. Fantastic stuff from the Rams. Look at this from Lucky. The snapper with the XM4. Rams looking fantastic here in the control, but it is only 1 round in. Let's see. Can they defend where Singularity could not?
All right, now we're hopping on board, it looks like, with Lucky. And Rams need to play it defensively here. It looks like they're kind of doing a split, 2 and 2. And it looks like Singularity's doing a 3 and 1. Now Lucky knows Maple's up top there. The stuns, the nades fly out. Singularity slowly pushing up. That's 2 down, 3 down already, 4 down already in the side of Rams. Now they need to push up. They already know they're spawning in this back laundry, the back garage hill now here. So aggressively pushing up Journey. He gets the shots in on Denza. Manages to get away with his life, but Detain takes him out. And now looking again, a great start for Rams on the offensive side, the defensive side. Now Bids gets a kill. He's pushing up now towards that pool side, but he gets taken down by Journey. Gets the nade in. Now Maple 2 down. 2 trades coming in now. It looks like Bids gets the shots in. Now he's getting set up on this A point. Throws down the trophy for some protection. Gets traded out. Denza looks like gets a kill there. 2 down now for Singularity. They have control of this A site, but Journey gets the kill on Bids. Now Detain, shots coming in there. Kind of aggressively pushing up here. But now they might be able to get this cap, but gets taken down. Lucky takes out Denza. Journey takes out Detain. Now Metals holding up this top laundry spawn. Offensively throwing in the nades, but the trophies come in from Singularity, getting protection on that point, ensuring that they capture that A site. Their Singularity's looking good to capture this A site.
Yep, doing just as well as Rams did previously, although maybe not as quickly. Still plenty of time to work over towards B, but what can Rams do there? Maybe a little bit more pushed forward. Journey finding 2 Nelly the 3rd as well. Bids is there to clean it up, and Detain is there to trade away him as well. But Rams looking to try and advance forward, and that's why Nvidia's sitting up towards Garage. And an iron out where the Singularity squad are spawning towards the A side. Now going to be having to make a push through middle, and they're just making that distance a much further for Singularity to have to run. Good shots by Denza though. Looking towards Kitchen as well, and now the push going to start coming through. Nvidia finding 1 and surviving over towards the pool side. This is just a fantastic defensive performance from the Rams. They set themselves up in awkward little spots, and it's just such a hard break for Singularity to try and find.
Definitely. On board Maple trying to pull secret. There's only 25 seconds left on the clock. So again, Rams in terms, and the team kill comes in actually from Bids on Denza there. Not looking good, but Singularity pushing up in their base. Journey takes 1. Not before it gets traded out by Bids. And it looks like Singularity was on the point, but lives are not in favor for them. There's 7 seconds left on the clock. 7 lives for Rams, 3 lives for Singularity. Shots come in from Lucky. He's on fire right now. And it looks like Rams again is going to go up 2-0 in this control. Ton, they're looking good. I don't know what does Singularity need to do to actually, shut them down.
I mean, the problem being is that Singularity didn't defend like the Rams did there. Singularity sort of sat back and, well, I mean, it has to be said, the Rams didn't allow them to make the push up to mid-map to try and clear them out and then play those awkward defensive angles. But the Rams had that opportunity that time round. They had the opportunity to set themselves up. They had the opportunity to find themselves in those awkward little corners that Singularity have to check every single time. I think Nvidian played a fantastic game. They're 10-7 out of him, pushed up towards the left-hand side of garage, and then he dropped back towards bedroom. It was just such an awkward spot for Singularity to try and get rid of him. And that's half the battle, is getting past that point, and then, of course, you have to capture the point after that as well. And on top of that, Rams have started this attack fantastically. A looking like it's going to go over towards them. Maple just about finding the kill on the journey, but kills coming through for Rams once again. This is looking more and more like a Rams lead in the series. That's A gone. Singularity have to defend B for a minute and 20 seconds.
Yep, and it looks like, too, they actually were trying to rotate over to B, but they get taken out. Denza and Maple. Good defense plays from them. Now Detain holding this middle point, but Rams did manage to capture that A site. So now, with 27 lives, Rams, they have a good time here. They have 2 minutes to essentially take over B. 2 go down. Singularity pushing up now through the middle map here. It looks like Journey trying to play on the defensive side, knowing they have time here to push, but kind of playing ring around the rosy here with Bids. He knows he's there, and he gets the kill now. 2 down for Rams. Now they're pushing up, making their way towards the B site, but actually, no, it looks like he's waiting. He knows you got to clear out their base first. You got to clear that base out. You can't let yourself get, spawn trapped there. But 2 goes down for Rams. Now Denza gets traded out by Journey. Detain trying to push up again in their garage point. Journey takes out Detain. Now again, Rams still has a little bit of time here to play with. A minute 20 seconds left on the clock.
Singularity not necessarily in the best spot here. Down on lives too, and Rams have time to slay as best they can. They can. That's the thing is when you have the time to try and pick your way through. It's maybe not so bad, but Singularity will find a few more kills their way. But I don't think I've seen Singularity really get past Courtyard. I mean, DT might have an opportunity to now, but they seem to be more content to sort of sit back and defend. But what can you do when Journey's doing stuff like this? Can't find the third. DT will come through and clean that one up, and Lucky, well, it's going to get a bit of fortunate timing to get past it. How on earth has Lucky managed to survive that around the pillar? My goodness, but that might be a good setup now for the Rams. In a good spot to try and make this push.
Yep, they have 30 seconds left on the clock now. Still in favor of lives for Rams. And it looks like Nvidian actually is trying to make his way towards that back laundry spawn. He's actually in a good spot for a flank, and he gets the flank. They get all down now. That was a beautiful play by Nvidian right there. Just playing sneaky and getting these kills. Look at this. He's spawn trapping. He's 17-10. He's in a good spot. Now 14 lives in favor of Rams. 4 left for Singularity.
Nvidian's still going.
He's still going. He's on his
He's still going.
He's still going. Oh my goodness, it gets taken out by Bids, but lives in favor of Rams right there. They just had massive slaying power. Completely blown out in that control. 3-0 ton.
I mean, here's the best play, and it has to be said. Nvidian was potentially seen as the weak link on this Rams squad at times, but my goodness me, he's really stepped things up as of recent. And this is the thing with this play. It pushes Singularity so far away, and all of a sudden you have to run down these long sight lines where Nvidian's going to be setting himself up, and it's just such a difficult push. Fantastic performance by Rams. I mean, they played that flawlessly, of course. The scoreline reflecting that as well, with a 3-0 win on the control. And these 2 last maps have been maybe a little bit more like it from them. Of course, we've seen this super slow start on the first hardpoint, and Singularity will be maybe leaning on that heading in towards map number 4, where we will stay on raid, but of course on hardpoint. I don't know though, Ellen. It feels like Rams are really warming up into this series. They're looking for a solid spot going into this next day. Of course, they're in a really good position to do so with a map 4 win. But I mean, how good was that control from them? Everything was just chef's kiss. I'm sitting here like Methods, Chef Tony, as you know him at home. But what a phenomenal performance by them on the control.
Definitely. Overall, Rams they were getting, every time you see it, the kill feed, it was Rams in favor of Rams. And man, there at the end, it was crazy because Nvidian, he pushed through that kitchen. And, let's actually see if we can get a replay on that and see what happened there. But man, wow, what plays from Rams on the side of that. It looked like Singularity potentially could have had control or regained control there, but when you have, like you said, when you have Journey slaying and Nvidian slaying like he was, it was really hard. They really tried, but I don't think they pushed past the mid-map.
Not on the defensive side of things.
On the defensive side,
I think the thing is, though, is like, some teams are comfortable doing that, and some teams find their own game is a little bit better just to sort of sit back and soak that pressure up. But when the Rams defended, although we only got to see one of those rounds, they pushed up and they caused havoc in the Singularity spawn. It's plays like this from Journey. He pushes up. I mean, that is, of course, on the attacking side, I should say, but it was just really, really well played. Every single facet of things on the control from the Rams was fantastic, and this from Nvidian is a perfect way to break beat. A big push with the AR over towards the backside. Just a phenomenal performance from him. And again, it's something I mentioned during the cast, was that he was one of the players that was looked at on the Rams squad, or he was the player that was looked at on the Rams squad to be that potential weak link. But ever since we moved into Elite Challengers, I have seen no weak link there whatsoever. He has been fantastic for that squad. And it was always sort of said, I've spoken to a few people in the Challenger scene. They were like, Rams are a super, super good squad, but, Nvidian sometimes lets them down. He hasn't been letting them down, and Rams are looking good for it. Let's have a look at the maps that we do have to see over these next two. Potentially, we will see Garrison Search and Destroy, but we will potentially close things out on Hardpoint Raid. And let's see which way this one's going to go. Of course, the first hardpoint went towards Singularity in a 250-232 fashion, 6-3 for the Rams in the Search and Destroy, and then, as you've just seen on the control, 3-0 for the Rams squad. The momentum is with them. The wind is in their sails as we head back over towards Raid. This is going to be Rams closing it out, right, Ellen? Or am I completely wrong?
With the first hard point and coming back on that, almost taking it, but then taking the next two maps, the momentum is definitely there in favor of Rams. I feel like they may close this out. I would like to potentially see a game 5, but Rams is definitely looking very, very strong. And I believe the ultimate trio, Metals, Lucky, and Journey, they've been teaming for, on and off for a minute, but they have that chemistry there. Maybe just at first it was a little bit rocky, but they had to, like you said, Nvidian was the weakest link, but potentially just had to get that together, get that team chem together, and they really have been killing it the last couple weeks, Don.
Yeah, I think, when it comes to Nvidian, when I first seen him, and we're talking about like Challengers Cup 2 and 3, where I first started casting over Cold War and getting my hands into it properly, and it just seemed as if he was playing a little bit passive, maybe a little bit slow, and you need your ARs to be a little bit quicker on this game specifically. But into Raid Hardpoint, it's also a map where your ARs need to be strong. They do need to be fast, and if he can continue to play the way he's been doing, then my goodness me, Rams should be looking to secure themselves a spot in the single elimination bracket tomorrow. And they can do it here on Raid Hardpoint. Which way is this one going to go? Singularity need 2 in a row.
Alright, and the nade comes in from Journey. Early shots, of course. The contest hill. Both teams are just basically going to be fighting for this scrap time. Singularity ultimately is going to have to push through this hill and get control of the next hill. Now 2 go down, 3 already go down in favor of Singularity. It looks like Rams is already coming hot with the slaying power here. Now control over this hill, sucking up this time comfortably, and Singularity not looking to be essentially in a good spot. They need to push through this or start to rotate. With only 25 seconds left on the hill. 2 go down, and it looks like Rams again is in a position, pretty good position for this P2 hill here, Tanya.
Yep. I think the rotations were what was winning Singularity the game on Crossroads, and ultimately what was win them the game on Crossroads, I should say. And that's what they were doing so well. But this is a big push from Denzer now. Breaking through offside, can't find anything on Journey, who will lock down Kitchen. But look at the spawns out for Rams. They're all the way towards the house side now and have to make that push along Pool or through the middle of the map Singularity in a good spot towards back rock now, going to start making this push. Rain out to try and slow them down. It will be fortunate enough to find the tag onto the Maple, and Lucky finds a second on the Bids. It's a kill feed that lights up mostly red, and Rams will lock in this rotation. S&G have to do it the hard way through the front door.
Lucky on a 6-kill streak. This man is on fire right now. Now 7 kills. Rams is just sitting perfectly comfortably in this hill. The slaying power is insane from this man. Now on an 8-kill streak. The trade come in there from his teammate. Has a little help on those shots, but looking towards that garage hill here, we need to start rotating. Rams needs to start rotating, and it looks like Singularity actually already has control over this hill. Lucky's still on a 8 streak right now. He knows that there's one watching that pool side, so he's actually going to try to cut that map in half, go through the middle, potentially get these kills and make Singularity spawn out. And again, Singularity actually did spawn out that pool side. It looks like Kane did, and gets taken out by Journey. Journey looked like he was anticipating that, and this looks like a really good collapse here for Rams.
Oh, Maple's in a good spot behind the truck, though. Can he lock this one in? Invidian, suddenly last one alive. Good hold by Singularity. That's a big, big moment from Maple. Finds 3. Big push going to be coming down this side of the map as well, looking for another. Knows that Lucky is lingering around. The rest of his team are going to be here to help, but that's 5 in a row from Maple. Lucky picking up 8 in a row on the other side of things, and that's what helped lock in this Rams lead, but that will not exist for much longer if Singularity can keep this up. Looking good to lock in the rest of the time over towards Garage. There's a little bit of a fight for that scrap, but Bids is going to win that. Singularity will have a lead as we head over towards basketball court. Rams are going to be set up pretty nicely, but look at this push from Singularity. It's Maple that was making that flank around. He is going to be taken down, though, by Metals, and that will nullify that push. All of a sudden, Denzer sort of gets caught with his pants down a little bit there, and Rams are solid on this rotation. And how many times have we talked about raid hardpoint, how important these rotations are? Whoever's winning these rotations typically is finding the majority of these points, and it is a hard one to break. Rams set up deep here over towards the basketball court.
And Lucky 10-3 right now, again on a 2 streak. Somebody shut this man down. He is going off right now for Rams. Now collapse coming in from Singularity. Looks like they have a pinch here. 2 down, 3 down, but Journey answers back. Can he get the
Journey?
last? No, he did not. Singularity actually has the spawn now for this pool side. Now Rams kind of spawning out, but there is 18 seconds left on this hill. They're still in a good position to play for this scrap, and it looks like they do. Metals taking everybody down, and now they actually pick up this scrap time. It looked like Singularity was going to, but they're actually rotating now. Bids is already set up on the first hill here, the raid side hill. Now working in that rotation, but Rams still, again, they have control over this middle here. The middle hill here, the tree hill.
I mean, Lucky this is his playground. He isn't missing shots right now. Lucky with 2 more. 16 and 4. What a performance from him so far, and the AOs are a big reason as to why they're locking this one down. 8 and 7 from Nvidia is good enough, and Journey causing havoc with the SMG. Metals is there to help out. This has been a good performance from the Rams so far. And typically, Courtyard's not the easiest to lock down, but my goodness me, Rams are making it look easy. Denzer, though, is going to be able to break on through, but can they find much else? Not quite. Lucky is here, continuing the spree. What is that from Lucky? 9 in a row. It was 8 to kick things off. There's a 3-piece from him. 19 and 4 out of the Spaniard, make it 20 and 4. He's firing through bloody walls at this point. What is going on from Lucky here? What a performance by the Rams. In the first rotation, a 70-point lead is what they have to make from Lucky's heroics. 20 and 4 out of him. What a performance so far from Lucky, and he's just going to keep on going.
Now on a 10 streak, but he gets taken down by Detain. Now Singularity has control over this raid hill. They know that they're spawning back Laundry, but Metals gets a 2-piece. Not before getting traded out by Maple. They pull a couple shots in, gets traded out. Again, Rams just has control over this raid hill. Yep. Definitely looking to be in a good spot. They have spawns. They have control. They're up almost by 100. Rams, a ton. If you're Singularity, what do you have to do to take them down here? You have to. It's hard. You have to cut down Lucky. It looks like 20 and 6 trades coming in, and oh man, Rams is just looking very strong right now, Ton.
It just looks so good for them, doesn't it? They find the rotation over towards P1. They lock that in. They're aggressive with their positioning as well. They spread out from the hill quite well. But let's see. Denza finds a good, important kill towards the side here. Can he find anything else? Metal staying alive. Surely he's got to be traded out. Finds 2. D-Team will be there to find it, but still Rams do have 1 man towards the back. That's going to be Lucky once more. Keep an eye on him to make the hero play. May not need to, though, as Rams through the front door. Lucky is there to try and clean it up on the respawn as well. Fantastic performance so far from the Rams. They can close it out here in Kitchen. Denza pushes through, doesn't see the man in the corner. That's Invidian with the SMG! Jenny is there to help him to find the 3rd, but what a performance this has been from the Rams. 230, they're 20 away. This has been a flawless raid hardpoint from the Spanish side.
Oh man, and like you said, they can win off this point. Only 18 seconds left on the clock. Singularity's gonna push into the point. The trades come in, but Rams still getting those kills. Bids gets a 2-piece. Now Team Nid comes in, but Rams still has control over this point. Maple just pushing in, desperately trying to get control over this hill. There's only
they can't win.
Contested. They can't win off that point. Now Singularity actually is set up at the new hill here. Now Rams has 3 seconds left. They need to take. It's 2:47 to 1:12, and now Singularity gets a 2-piece. They have control over this hill. If they can just play perfectly here, they cannot die. They can potentially take it, but
I don't know. It's a tall order. It's a tall order. 3 points for the Rams. Singularity, though. We've talked about how rotations are so important on this map. If you're Rams, you could even go and set up for basketball right now, but they know that they can just make that one little break. Singularity cannot sacrifice too many men towards this scrap time. Oh, the kill's coming through for Invidian as well. This may well be it. That is going to be it. Rams, they wait for this scrap time and wait for their moment to pounce. 250 to 146 on map number 4. They will lock in the very first spot for that single elimination bracket tomorrow, where they will fight out to be the champions of Season 1 here in the Elite Challengers in Europe. What a performance from the Rams. They do it in force 3-1 against Singularity.
Wow, and Lucky. Like, he was seriously setting up everything for the team. Getting those trades, getting in their base, pushing, and controlling that, locking it down. Wow, just good stuff. Good stuff from him. You know, that definitely sets the momentum. You see your teammate going off and you're like, yeah, let's go. Like, it's just, he definitely brought it. He definitely brought it that game, and Rams is just looking really good right there.
Yeah, Rams certainly are looking pretty amazing. Now able to kind of stay alive and move forward themselves, obviously in the winners. Put some qualified as our very first team that to come back into Challengers Elite, apart from the 2 that qualified obviously through the regular season. But of course, I do have an update actually about the game we weren't able to see. Losers obtained loss to Connect 4 3-1 as well, Ton.
Oh man, that's a, you know, how many expectations did we have for this obtained side as we were heading in towards Elite? I mean, we both spoke about it behind the scenes, that we know they're a very good side. That the fact that they lose Harry to Oglis is a stinger, it has to be said. And I'm going to be curious what the future holds for that squad, because that's a very disappointing result. I think they would have at least expected to get the single elimination side. So yeah, that's a tough one for Obtained, especially just to lose 2 in a row like that.
It certainly is, but we can take a little look at how this is all playing out here. If you are keeping on board with us so far throughout this, of course, we did start off stream. Team Singularity took down Obtained Esports, and Rams took down Connect 4. That moved us onto the game we just saw. Rams have taken Singularity down 3-1, and Connect 4 have taken down Obtained Esports 3-1. Unbelievable skills there in the end. To kind of go through it, Ton.
I mean, how good was Lucky in that game there? I mean, what will we see? I mean, I was losing it at Lucky. I lost it more when I seen Invidian pull the SMG out. What was going on there?
Yeah.
Get a bloody nosebleed with that thing in his hands, but then he popped off with it. It was absolutely ridiculous. But what a performance there by the Rams, especially on the hardpoint. Their S&D looks good. Their control looked great. And honestly, like I was saying this today before we started the show, Rams could genuinely go on and win the whole thing. They are that good of a squad. We've seen them go up against Oglis in the Challengers Cup at the weekend. Yes, okay, they lost out on 2 best out of 5s, but they are right there at the top. Them, Train Hard, and Oglis, for me, are easily above and beyond from what we've seen. We said that the competition in Europe was stiff, and it does seem as if those 3 teams, though, are just about there ahead of it. I'm curious to see who else is going to join them, though, Bryce. It's going to be a difficult one to call.
It certainly is, and of course, this is the great thing about this next game we're going to see as well. It's you're good or you're not. Like if you lose, you're out. You go into relegation. If you win, you go into playoffs and into next season of Challengers Elite. So much to play for. The entire season has come down to this point for these two teams. So for me, Ellen, which way are you leaning between them now? Because there has been over the course of the season a little bit of these teams maybe changing positions in how we would rank them power-wise. But when we come down to it, this game matters more than others.
I feel like when it comes down to it, I feel like I agree with Hun. Rams has just the last couple weeks have been looking so strong. But you can't necessarily count out Orglis. I believe that potentially we may see an Orglis and Rams final, but like you said, it's one of those things, either you're good or you're not. So you just never know. Some of these teams have seemed to step up to the plate. Maybe the pressure's on. And Singularity, I was expecting, honestly, to see maybe a map 5 from them right there. So I don't know, going against, I believe they're going to play against Connect 4. So curious to see if they do come out on top of that. If we do, maybe if they potentially play, one of these teams again, how much they have changed. So in such a short amount of time, they have to talk about, maybe go over film, figure out what they need to do, regain composure and come back and potentially win. But you never know. Like you said, it's either you're good or you're not. But this Ram squad definitely is looking like they potentially might take it.
Well, I'll tell you what, before we get to find out how far Rams will go, let's take a little look at our schedule for this evening to keep everybody up to date on what we're going to be watching. Of course, Winners Round 2 is what we started off with. Rams took down Team Singularity 3-1. Our next one, Losers Round 2. Well, it doesn't sound too far into a bracket if you are used to watching competitive Call of Duty. It will be the game that determines relegation versus continuation onto the playoffs. Then we'll have a quick little break and we will go into our North American region, and those games will be confirmed as soon as the bracket starts to fill out. Trust me, we are very much looking forward to it. Tan, quick one from you then. This last time around, Team Singularity and Connect 4 heavily in favour of Connect 4. Do you think Singularity have got better in the meantime?
100%. I mean, we wouldn't be seeing them at this point if they hadn't, because honestly, things were looking pretty rough last time we seen these two play up against each other. Connect 4 came screaming out the gates with a big win against Singularity, and honestly, Singularity have definitely improved. Things have got better, but they're going to need to lick their wounds after that one, because that was a bit of a drubbing over the past 2 maps against the Ram squad. They want to make sure that they come back and get their revenge over Connect 4. They've played each other before plenty of times. They know each other inside out. They've teamed with each other before. It should be a really good game nonetheless.
It certainly should. All right, well, we're going to go to a very quick commercial break. When we come back, though, Losers Round 2 here on Challengers Elite. This is the double elimination bracket. Of course, we will see Team Singularity versus Connect 4. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Call of Duty Challengers Elite. My name is Bryce, and of course, joining me this time around, as every time, it's Ellen and Tan. But more importantly, this time we have a great game for you. We are going to see Connect 4 take on Team Singularity, the winner of which will not only be in next season of Challengers Elite, but will move on to the playoffs. The loser will go into relegation. So a lot on the line for this one, Ellen.
Definitely a lot on the line. And, you know, in terms of these two teams, it was looking close for Singularity. They were definitely playing a lot better the last couple weeks, but Connect 4, you can't count them out. Between these two matchups, I really feel like Connect 4 might take this one, but it's hard to say. It is hard to say, but I really feel like Connect 4 may take this one, but you never know. It just depends on the maps too.
It certainly does. Well, speaking of maps, let's jump straight into those and take a look at what we will be playing on for this series. Of course, ever so important when these ones actually do come in. And for me as well, this is a double play, right? Double Moscow, hardpoint, search, destroy, we kick it off. Then Garrison and hardpoint are coming after Garrison control, so we have a double-double, and then if we get there, we will end it on checkmate, search, and destroy. Tan, does this say anything to you in your wonderful COD brain?
You never said that about my brain before, have you? I mean, what it says to me is that Singularity don't want to play a raid again, and after that, I'm not too surprised, if I'm honest with you. Moving over to Garrison is probably good for them, considering how that last one went. They looked not so great on Moscow Search and Destroy, although there was a couple of rounds they started to claw back. I think that was maybe just the Rams looking fantastic on their attacks and just breaking Singularity down, but I don't hate it for Singularity. I'm interested to see what kind of game Connect 4 are going to bring this week. Of course, these two have met before, and as mentioned, Connect 4 won that one 3-0 in Elite Challengers. Met each of them multiple times down the line in the Challengers Cup, obviously, as well. But I don't know. I'm kind of leaning the same side as Ellen on this one. If I was to lean anyway, it would be Connect 4. Singularity have 100% got better over the past couple of weeks. There's no doubt in my mind that is the case. But I don't know if it's going to be enough in this one. Connect 4 are a solid team, and I don't know. Singularity, if we get the Singularity we thought we were going to get at the beginning of Cold War, they should go on to win this one. But Connect 4 have been more consistent as of recent. Singularity are kind of up and down, so I'm curious if Singularity can bring that A game. If they can, we've got a good game. If not, Connect 4 could do the same as what they did to Singularity the last time, which was the 3-0.
No, I can see that. Here's the thing, right? Team Singularity last year, we spoke volumes about them and just how good they seem to be. It seems like a massive fall for grace for the Team Singularity name coming into this one. Ellen, how big do you think this opportunity is for Team Singularity to maybe keep themselves in the spotlight, keep themselves in their good graces, right? Because like we said, last year, dominant. They very much, were on social media talking about ruining the NA competition and everything that happened. Coming to this year, and we're talking about a relegation game.
Definitely, and the pressure's on for Singularity. If they lose this, like you said, they will get regulated, and I feel like in order to take this one, they're really in terms of Connect 4, Dave is an amazing AR player, and I feel like that they're really going to need to shut down the ARs in terms of Connect 4, but it's hard to say. The pressure is on, and if they do take this victory, it's going to be a huge win for them, but again, Connect 4 is looking kind of like the stronger team. Relegated. Did I say regulated?
You said regulated.
Relegated. Excuse me.
Move right past it.
Let's just move on from that. Tongue twister there. But yes, pressure's on. Singularity, if they want to win this, I think they definitely need to take out the ARs. The ARs in terms of Connect 4.
Well, Sorry. I was going to completely interrupt and just say that I think Ellen's completely right. When it comes towards the game between Rams and Singularity, Rams ALs were dominant, and that's what won them the game. They need to shut Dave down, or it's going to be a tough one.
Well, I'll tell you something. Speaking about shutting the game down, let's start it up and see how this one is going to go. Thank you very much to Ton. We will take it from here, and let's jump straight into this one. Oh, sorry. Thanks to Ellen.
Look at you trying to get rid of me.
I can't believe it. I was trying to get rid of you. Anyway, let's move on to and jump straight in then. Of course, on board with Dave, who we just spoke about a few seconds ago.
Yeah, and just to further confirm my point, look how well Nvidian played on the side of that Rams squad. And Singularity couldn't match that. They couldn't match that. I don't know if it was the pace or just the slaying ability of the ARs. That was the problem. If Connect 4 can bring the similar sort of level of AR play up against the Singularity squad, then maybe something can get going. The SMGs and Singularity played relatively well, and they will do so this time round as well, but we need to see a little bit more from ARs. We need to see a bit more from Bids. We need to see a little bit more from Mabel.
Right now, Connect 4 off to a great start, but can they keep this up? And I do wonder if the pressure is going to start to get to them a little bit, because while this is not the complete end of the road, you certainly don't want to go in a Challenge Elite and be relegated first time round, Ton.
No, you don't. I mean, look, it's a long old season overall. We got 5 in total to come up for all these teams in North America and Europe, of course. So it's not the end of the road if they do drop out. I would look, if they do drop out, I fully expect them to requalify for Season 2. But it's not the start you want. You're very, very right. But right now, the start that Connect 4 won is coming to fruition here. Fantastic start for them. Dave locking down a couple of kills towards the Street 6-2 start for him. Singularity through the front door. We'll find a couple of kills. Not able to quite break this police station. That's where you need to get that control to get control of the hill, but 3 kills run on through. Still up. Dave towards the back. Slow this down, but the spawn out for Connect 4. Singularity should be able to get a few more points on the board here.
They certainly have, but 23 points, not the biggest deal when you've got to try and get into this next rotation, P3. And you can see already they're not going to try and force the front here. It's going to be a big fight for the back ton, and right now you're going to be able to see Detain trying to get in a position where he can make something happen. But he has got players watching him through gold, and he has got through. Going to see Dave through bank, big chance there, and now going to know he's here as well. He has to play his life.
Look at number 6, though. I'm curious if Joe's going to push from behind to try and nullify that. Not quite, but he cuts off the head of the snake, really, hasn't he? It's a case of D10 being all alone. He will get shut down. Well played by Connect 4. And it's that kill from Joe. It completely shuts off the supply line. Now Joe has to keep control of bank, and he is actually going to be flanked here. The information is going to come through. Connect 4 going to have to hold the front and then get rid of the back. But if you're SNG, you wait for Denza to make this push, and he gets taken down. Well played by Dave. But what about the other side of things? Which way the gunfight's going to go? D10 against Linny, and D10 finds 2. There you go. Connect 4 momentarily spawning out. Singularity get the spawns that they want, but no presence inside the hill. And Connect 4 still with that 50-point lead.
Just trying to hold it here. Joe may end up going for the contest, and he's actually on it. He's on zone at the moment, trying to stay alive, but the tank gets 2. Siggy Mabel comes in with a 3rd, and that will be a lock for at least 14 seconds. Now, here comes the rotation, and right now, Connect 4 will have it. They'll be looking to put pressure on towards that bank and this back bus to try and force Team Singularity out as far as possible. And they are doing just that as we flip hills.
Joe and Cole, though, as mentioned, set themselves up here. Bit of a split. I'm curious to see if Bids can get any action going over towards the courtyard. You see D10 is there to help them out as well, but they need to win the fight on both sides of things. The double shot punch from Nelson. Oh my goodness. What was this? Is this when he was in Splice for about 5 minutes? My God.
Hey, he had a good performance back then.
He did. Well, that's what I mean.
But this is a great hold from them. Look at the way they've got both sides pushed out. That bank is going to become very, very important here. Dave actually jumping on toward it. He's not going to see that player, but another shot punch going down. And shot punch is actually becoming more and more kind of prevalent in this game as it has evolved into the new meta. And that age-old mechanic coming back into it. I'll tell you something, I can't do it very well.
Ooh. No, neither can Joe. He completely messed it up there. But I mean, it's one of those. It's a bit more difficult on this game specifically from Black Ops 4. I mean, that was like even I could do it on Black Ops 4. It was crazy good. It was just how fast that game was. This one's a little bit slower. It's a bit harder to get up close and personal, but when it does help, players will do it. But Joe's gonna find 3, so he can't shot punch, but a really good 3-piece coming through from him, and Connect 4 will lock down the spawns they want, and potentially 40 more points or so over towards P1.
Sees Bids and just locks it down to Tane. Will eventually take him down in dubs. We're also going to have Dave out towards Street. So while they are getting the time on this point, they're also going to keep these spawns locked in. The pressure should, realistically, at this point with the spawn of Singularity, come through that Street area. But they're also going to probably need to squeeze a little bit of time out that mid here. They're giving away so much. It is very one-sided right now as Nelson continues a reign of terror. Gets his 3rd there on Detain. Looks back out towards Street. Bids is here. Nelson, Go on, just keep the kills coming because nothing is stopping you right now.
A good start to the second rotation. For this Connect 4 side, nonetheless, though. Good setup. Denza's going to go down as well. I mean, look, Singularity, we talked about it. We said that ARs need to be there. Bids 10 and 13, Maple 8 and 11. And then on top of things, you need your SMGs to be challenging in these fights. But right now, Connect 4 are dominant on every single corner of the map. They've got the push. I mean, look, D10 can't even push past mid-map. Look at this lock from Connect 4. Good shots by Maple. This is a bit more like it. Good shots in, and also the cover should be there, and Linny will find that one. But has this been enough time for Denza to push through? Yes, it has, but what for? 20 seconds? The rotation is a bit of a foot race, and you are spawning Connect 4 out, but that's another 14 seconds going to go over towards Connect 4 as they pick up the scrap. They're literally within touching distance as we head over towards P4.
They are, and right now, Team Singularity are looking for Dave in the back here, and he's going to try and make the big play. Just wait until they can get a few kills and break this spawn. Going against him, Siggy Maple. I don't know if Dave is going to know. Very slowly looking for that play. Easy pick there. An easy read, and that's looked like a very confident early break for them as Dave is now on a 5 streak as well. They have control of this one, and it could very well end here, Ton. The only hope for Team Singularity is a quick break around the back, because I do not fancy going around the front, and they're doing okay here. Dave managed to hold it down just a little bit as those spawns come in for Connect 4, but one more tick, and it looks like this game still might end.
I mean, it may well, but I mean, Singularity being thrown around Moscow like a cheap bottle of vodka here, this is ridiculous. I mean, Singularity haven't found a single good rotation. That's been the problem. They found themselves there, and then they just haven't been able to lock it in, and the stars have aligned for Linny. That is 1 clip and 3 kills. It can't quite end here. I mean, look at this from Dave as well. It's just been dominant in every single facet from Connect 4. And that's currently why it's about a 180-point lead.
The slaying's out of control. It is out of control, and there's another kill feed completely full of Connect 4 as Team Singularity falter on the first map here in Hardpoint. Welcome to the 100-point club in the possible relegation game. Connect 4 are a world above.
I mean, here we go from Linny with the best play. I mean, he may have already put one into Maple, but then he continues as well. I mean, this keeps on going. But, I mean, the big play over towards the end was from Dave. Finds the kill onto Maple and stays alive when Bids was looking for the shots on him as well. So, I mean, that's the big moment. And that is where, yes, okay, he finds that first kill. The spawns aren't necessarily going to start coming in there. But the fact that he survives as well gives his team time enough to give him that cover so they can lock those spawns in. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And it's great to see from Dave. Like, for all, you know, Oglisson went on to do fantastic. And yes, okay, they dropped Dave and seemingly looked like a much better team for it. Dave is still performing really, really well in this Connect 4 team. Maybe it just wasn't fitting for both parties, but it's really nice to see Dave continue to be that fantastic AR we know he can be, and a really, really good performance out of Connect 4 on map number 1. And as I was saying throughout the game, I mean, just the rotations, when they weren't there, they broke so easily. Singularity shouldn't stare at Moscow for quite some time because that was just dominant from Connect 4. Nowhere near Singularity. Nowhere near.
It certainly was dominant from Connect 4, and we're going to see a replay package now that, let's be perfectly clear, is probably just Connect 4's replay package. The team would just put it out themselves, but unbelievable play for the majority of this, and you're going to see one there from, or two from Detain, and you thought, okay, it's not too bad at this part of the game, and then it basically got massively out of control from the double shot punch from Nolson. And if you look at that point, right, I think it's about 100 to about 50.
This is what I mean.
Barely let Team Singularity get any other points.
At P2, as we were heading over towards P3, Singularity were at 35 or so. They've only picked up like 35 more points over the next, what, 6 hills? I mean, that's crazy. You need to be doing a lot more. As far as, you know, things we can maybe break down a little bit further, I mean, you can look towards the same slaying side of things, but that comes hand in hand with the scoreline. It comes hand in hand with rotations and breaks. Yes, okay, those kills aren't good from Singularity, but they're not putting themselves in the position to get those kills. But, I mean, we can talk about Singularity's faults in this one all day long, but at the same time, Connect 4 just phenomenal. Everything they could have done right, they did right. They picked up the 3 pieces when they needed a clutch, like from Linny, where he found those, although the rest of the team were there. The big plays from Dave, specifically on that Library Hill as well with the rotation. So many good moments for Connect 4. They should be feeling super confident going into map number 2.
Yeah, 100%, and I think they will be as well, right? Because let's take a little look at it. In my mind, Connect 4's game to lose here as we move on to our second at Moscow. Search and destroy this time around. And here's the thing, right? We've got a double garrison coming up, but do we have a double garrison coming up? Because it very well could end 3-0 if this continues along any sort of vein of the first map. Checkmate Search and Destroy right now is a distant dream for for Singularity. I am super curious to see the Search and Destroy. I have said it does make a big difference when we switch from hardpoint Search and Destroy. We do know there are specialists out there, and I don't know, Ton. For me, that was a bit of a shocking result.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? You sort of can just... You're a team like Singularity, you know, everyone's had maps like that before. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're on Singularity. It doesn't matter if you're on the Dallas Empire. Maps like that happen. You move into the Search and Destroy on Moscow this time around. Yes, okay, it wasn't the best performance against Rams specifically on this map last time around. However, there was a couple of good moments. So they can try and take from that. They can chalk up the first map, head into map number 2. They're a good Search and Destroy team. I've just been fed the info as well that the winner of this actually plays August. So, I mean, Connect 4, Dave, he's looking at that one. He's thinking, all right, in the single elimination bracket, give them to me. So at the same time, August will be sitting there watching this one and thinking, right, okay, well, we'd be happy enough to play other side, but after that performance from Connect 4 in Moscow, I'm not too sure if that will be the case.
No, 100%. And I'll be honest with you, the August thing is still a distant memory here. The most important thing for both of these two teams, really, is getting through this game. If you can get through this game and win it, you stay in Challengers Elite. Regardless of what you do in the playoffs, you are ready to go again next season. If you don't, well, then you have the interesting prospect of relegation and what everything may entail as we move forward and see exactly who will be in Challengers Elite next year. But it's not a position you want to ever be in if you consider yourself a top team in Challengers for Call of Duty this year. And that's the devastating reality that we are going to see at the very end of this one. One of these two teams may have to rebuild and readjust. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's jump into this game. Of course, Search and Destroy on Moscow once again.
Looking forward to silly season coming up with all the roster changes. There's plenty of teams who we thought would do better than they did. Oh, I know, it never stops. A lot of teams we thought would do better didn't do very well at all, and there could be some breakups, and we've already seen House Tarth mostly sort of disband away for a word. But I mean, we'll see what happens after this for one of these two teams. One will be dropping down and we'll have to requalify, and then we'll expect we will see changes. But in the Search and Destroy, it's been a good start from Singularity, good kill from D10. Bids coming in there, and a round number 1 win, a comfortable one at that, would be a nice one to settle the nerves.
Down and Dave trying to get Denzer, not able to, trying to get forward, and that is a 2-piece from Dave. Huge opening up here to bring it back. He's got another player here, surely not. No. He gets shut down before he can do any more magic as he tries to make something happen around that plant. We are going to see this here from Bits, holding off Joe first of all, and then Dave comes rushing in like a bull. They are equal to it.
Yeah, tough situation for Dave. That did as well as he could, but 3 kills from Bids there will give them some confidence. Didn't have the best map number 1, and it's coming to the Search and Destroy. Find yourself with 3 kills immediately. Gives you that confidence back. Map 1 is a very distant memory, although maybe lingers the fact that we're still, well, technically on the same map, but nonetheless. Connect 4 now on the attacking side. Singularity struggled with their defenses up against the Rams. Let's see if they can lock it in a little bit better here.
Well, on board with this attacking Connect 4. And right now, no movement towards any of the sites. They're looking for that first kill, but the team will in fact get it themselves. And Dave is trying to get this a little bit back here, but Connect 4 are pinned. Well, this is what I said about everything Team Singularity needs. Search and Destroy is a great equalizer. It completely changes the pace and can ruin momentum for any team in the lead. And with only 40 seconds left to go here, Ton, I don't know what the Connect 4 play is.
Yeah, it's one of those where you take your time a little bit too much, and all of a sudden the Singularity are in a nice spot to defend. They can see maybe they would have wanted a bit more control in around B, but they're quite happy to retake this one if they need to. And see the aggressive push now coming in from Maple. Too late. Connect 4. Already inside. I really like this position from Dave as well in the mid-map. Going to be keeping an eye on the escalator. That fight's not going to go his way. And Denza jumps in. We'll find the kill in Linny. And all of a sudden, what was a 3v3 is now a 0 versus 3. Because all Singularity coming through with a kill each. And I really like that. It's a good retake. Honestly, when Maple goes down there, you expect Connect 4 to lock that one in. But I think the big kill there is Dave dying in the mid-map. If he can stay alive, then the flank's not there. They know where everyone's pretty much coming from. Well, this is big from D10 as well. Let's kill on Olsen to close out the round. Good performance from SNG so far, 2-0.
Flawless so far for Detain, 4-0, and 2-0 for Singularity, like you just said. And this is exactly what they need, right? After what is a little bit of a beating in Map 1, Team Singularity showing that Map 1 isn't as big of a factor as we may have given it credit for. As we jump on board with them with the attack, we could be seeing another bit of a split here. You can already see no big push towards A this time around, and looks like, again, this split and pick sort of strategy. Very, very slow, trying to figure it out. Connect 4 have actually stacked A and are now having to back off a little bit because nobody is hit. Nelson, few bullets down. The issue for Team Singularity here is if they don't find a pick, I imagine the play is a huge quick rotation to A and hit it with numbers. But there is a few members stacked up here. Joe being very, very cautious, and he's going to see that player now. He's just seen Denza. That'll be screamed out, and the rotation will come in.
And the grenades coming in as well. Gives Joe a good indication. There's a couple of members of Singularity around. Staying alive, though. Playing sneaky. Lindy's going to challenge. Joe going to follow up as well. Surely 2 come through. Lovely from Connect 4. He is going to get taken down. Dave is there for the cover, but I absolutely love that. Plays like that from Linny, pushes through, knows Joe's there to help out as well. Maple is dead to right. Much better from Connect 4. Good attacking round.
Yeah, see, that's the issue with the split and pick on this map, right? Joe's in a great position. Like, this is some of the greatest cover in the game, by the way. A slope onto a brick wall. It's so easy to pick up kills there. And you've got to play for it if you're attacking. You've got to try and keep them out of it. The problem is, if you give up complete control with 40 seconds left to go, you probably don't have an awful lot of options to push that player out. If they kill Joe there, it's a very different gunfight, but killing him is nigh on impossible because he is, A, a very good player, and B, has all the advantage of teammates and cover in here. Here's a big hit, though, coming in from Connect 4. They're going for this straight away. Joe's going straight through. The grenade coming in. That's going to let them know he's there. Previous them down, but it's not going to do anything anyway. Nelson gets first blood. They're trying to hit back into this one. He's looking for it, and he sees the trophy. He's going to take it down as they take control of this site. Retake now for Team Singularity time.
It's really tough as well. They're all going to be pushing from the same angle. Technically a 3v3 as Davis going to have to watch the flank, but he'll be able to turn it around very, very quickly. SNG don't feel as if the flank is going to necessarily be the best route, and the kill's starting to come on through. That bomb now going down. Denza not in the best of spots to do anything here, 1 versus 3. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? And there's one.
First kill.
I'll tell you what.
Horrible. Joe Nelson, though. Wherever he picks up, so he tries to break this, and he's gonna slide out, check the corner, and there's gonna be 2 people hitting him. It is impossible.
That's just not one you win. It's not one you win.
It's not.
I mean, in this situation, you're just like, right, okay, well, there's probably one in the corner. Chal. Oh, there's Joe as I jump around the corner to find Nelson as well. I mean, it's well set up by Connect 4, and ultimately, a big reason as to why they now find themselves 2-2.
Well, I mean, the only way to make that even better is to have one player crouching and then one player laying, and then one player standing. 3 guns is the only way to possibly improve it. But yeah, that's an impossible win gunfight. You just can't snap on 2 players at the same time, and there's no way to get a collateral there unless you are laying down at the same time and shooting the other player's feet. So yeah, that was an easy play for them to just sit there and just wait for that player to push. But big hit now coming in from Team Singularity. They're going for that A push. It's trying to get it. Sees Linny. With the help from Siggy Maple, and they've taken control of A. Dave is having to sit back here. Bomb going down. Retake, though. You can see Connect 4 trying to get into position. It's all on Dave. He has to stay alive to try and give them a little bit of hope. Trying to make the play here, but they all end up going down. Flawless round from Singularity. Every single gunfight they needed, they won.
Yep. Couldn't have went better. Good shots from Maple there on the Joe. If he dies there, it's such a different round, and he has got a slither of health. And survives that one onto Nelson. I think the round was probably done by the time he found the kill onto Joe, but nonetheless, backwards and forwards we go. To big round out of Singularity, though. Much better hit from them. Bids and Maple both performing very, very well. Denza up close and personal, having a good time with things as well. Connect 4, it feels like they're maybe not quite getting things going so far on Moscow Search and Destroy, but still in touching distance. Singularity only 3-2 up.
Okay, well, Connect 4's turn to play it slow. And, I mean, this is not a hard prediction to make. It looks like Nelson could be the playmaker here, looking for that player around mid. And all depending on what happens to Nelson here, depends on what Connect 4 do. They either try and take escalator control and go back up to A, or they go and try and take mid control and rotate to B. I think they're going to A here. Unfortunately, just lost Dave, so I don't know if this is going to work. You can already see Singularity rotating back into this one, looking for a little bit of control of the gunfight. And Nelson and Joe making the plays. Nelson gets another one as well.
That's
unreal.
Huge. They just needed to slay out, and that's what they did. Denza will find one. It was such a chaotic start. Nobody really had any sort of control, but Denza's just sprinting forward. Two behind the bomb site. That grenade's going to cause issues. This is really doable for Denza. Oh, he's dead.
He had 3 health. Almost had it, but that grenade going down made them both weak. Problem was, he was very weak himself, and they did a really good job of getting away here, but unbelievable take from them there. And I did say they might run up the escalators and try to get in fast.
It was a weird start to the round, though, wasn't it? Really strange.
Nelson. It was. I mean, he not only did he make the plays that round, but that information he had mid meant that Team Singularity couldn't stack because they lost mid control. They had to kind of keep players ready for that B, because B is a nightmare to retake most of the time. So him being in that middle position, pushing that player off, allowed him to kind of dictate the pace of play. When Dave went down, I didn't think they were going to go for it, but Siggy Maple already has found a flank here, and now Connect 4 are in serious trouble.
I mean, that from Connect 4 is out of left field, and Maple's there like, oh, so what are you both doing on the street? Nonetheless, he will find the kills. Denza, unfortunately, will take down Bid, so it makes it a 3v1, but Linny, rocking hard play springs to mind. Same time, though, Singularity, no clue where he is, and they will now as Maple finds one. Expecting to push at B here, though, which plays into Singularity's hands. They will have more than enough time to plant it.
Yeah, this is not impossible.
Nope.
They are trying to figure it out. And when that bomb goes down, he's going to know. Now, does he go to escalators or does he try to push through here? Neither of which, by the way, great prospects. For time, I would suspect he's going to push. He's already seen Detain. He's going to try and take this gunfight because he has to. And now there are 2 players there challenging him. Can he split his fire and kill 2? The answer is almost definitely no. But one's backed off because they think he might be flanking. He's trying to outplay them here. He's got to take this gunfight. He's Detained. Detained's now weak. He's trying to push through. That's been called out as well, surely. Do they know? They don't know. He's got one. Denza goes down. Lenny now in a 1 versus 1. He knows where Detained should be. Trying to figure this one out.
Playing the time.
And I think he's just going to get the time goes down. He has to check. He isn't going to be able to make it. But what a fantastic outplay there.
It was a really good effort. Really, really good effort from Lenny. I think this is one of those, okay, Nelson wasn't necessarily flanking Joe. Well, being Joe obviously was. Maple says thank you very much. But, I mean, that from Lenny is one of those situations where he just plays the time. Singularity are sitting there waiting, thinking, oh, the cogs are turning. They're thinking to themselves, right, okay, where's he going to push from? Is he going this way? Is he going that way? A really, really good play from Lenny, but time just ultimately not on his side there. Really, really good round in the end from Singularity. Just an aggressive push through. 4-3. Yeah.
Joe, be the player, trying to get in, not going to be able to. Now the trades have come in, and it is 2 versus 2. Bomb site, however, in control of Connect 4. Looking for this one. There's Ted's up. They're backing up. They're backing up. Detained's here. I don't know if they know. Big fight back to come in. Detained sees 1, sees 2. Shut down. Singularity go up 5-3 here. And they are making huge plays. The Tane on that last round time was also the player that prevented Connect 4 having a clutch. And this time around, he speaks to and says, thank you very much. I appreciate this easy two-piece.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate one if you Connect 4 that. Timing just not on your side. But really good play by D10 that. The fact that they lose their trades and both sent towards the back. Connect 4 are too worried about the fact that they see Denza. I think if they don't see Denza there, it kind of makes it potentially a little bit easier. You are automatically thinking about that player in the mid-map. You think, all right, okay, well, he's mid. I wouldn't expect anyone else on the flank if I was just seeing him there, but in the end, it would be Singularity take the round. 1 round away from tying this one up. Much better in the S&D than in the hardpoint. That would be hard.
And here we go. Again, Team Singularity playing this slow burner. None of Connect 4 choose to flank this time around. They haven't found anybody. They're waiting for that information ton and wondering with the way they're stacking players here, they could try and hit street and get round into B. You can already see Detain. Oh, yeah, he might make some noise. I think that's what he's trying to do. Bids gets first blood as well. This is huge for Singularity. Now they can hit the rotate. Detain is coming to meet them. Made the noise at A, so the A was stacked by 2 players. They got a first blood as well, and Dave is there. He's trying to hold it off, and Dave is going to get away. Skin of his teeth. But there's still so much to do for Connect 4 as Dave ends up going down regardless. And now it's a 4 versus 2. Singularity playing Connect 4 like a fiddle right now on this Search and Destroy.
Joe left alone in 1 versus 3. Not going to happen. Singularity tie things up. 6-3 on the Search and Destroy. A much better performance. We have a series on our hands after map number 1. You thought this one may have been done and dusted, but back into this one. Many strings to their bow. Singularity seemingly in tying things up.
Well, that couldn't have gone better for them, Ton, right? Like, speaking about tactics into this one and trying to outplay other teams, so many things in Search and Destroy matter so much that you don't think about when you're just watching big gunfights. Information is paramount to try and figure out without giving away kills exactly what the other team is doing. Singularity in that case, they played it slow, they went over, they had 3 eventually stacking up around Golden Street. When they got that first blood, the Tame was also throwing stuns into A. That meant the players in A couldn't move anywhere for a second, just in case that hit come in. They didn't know, Connect 4, whether or not they were going to see a big push into A after that regardless. So they had a few seconds to get away from it. Dave did try to make a play in there, but was not able to trade anything out. And Singularity, they just had fun with it.
Yeah, just a really good performance from them, an all-round good S&D game. I think, they just played their numbers really, really well as we have a look back through the Search and Destroy. It was one of the cases of just, they always seem to have the numbers that will always seem to be the clutch situations had to come through for Connect 4. And that's never a good spot to be in. Connect 4 were very much in it though, but Singularity just clutching up towards the end. Good plays from Joe to try and get something going there, but Connect 4 is still showing that they do have some S&D presence here. If it does go to map number 5, you wouldn't like to call it, but the good performance by Singularity on Moscow. Heading over towards a double header on Garrison. We will see it both times. Whether we see it map number 5 or not is another thing, but I think this is the downfall here, isn't it, for Connect 4? That double kill over towards the long street for Maple, and then all of a sudden things just sort of spiraled. A little bit of bad timing, etc, etc. Good play by D10, but all above there from Singularity. I mean, that was just a good S&D performance. We head into map number 3, very much a series on our hands.
We certainly do, and already Singularity have done more in this series than they did last time they played Connect 4. So we did speak, we thought Singularity was getting a little bit better this season, Ellen highlighted it as well. So Singularity, if they can somehow overcome Connect 4 now as we go into another respawn of Control, we do speak about them in a slightly different light, Ton, but is that going to happen as we now move on to our double header of Garrison?
It's a tough one because Garrison Control is one of those that it's very much about holding your positions and making sure you're not losing control, essentially, of that top green area. That's where they need to fight for. They need the ARs to be as good in this S&D as they were, as good in the control as they were in the S&D, I should say. We need to see them maybe try and slow things down, because when things are getting fast, Connect 4 do seem to be a little step ahead. We're moving into Garrison Control. One apiece between these two on a knife edge. Really could go either way.
Well, let's find out. Neither team can win here, but they can certainly put themselves in an advantageous position. Jumping on board with Dave, who fails the jump. That's not what you want to see. Fails his first jump, gets the class switch in, and now all under control. Joe holding down vent to begin with. Kane making that first go into Dave. Just going to look for it. Denza says, oh, I know exactly what's happening here. The vent play is super, super obvious. And so far, it is all in favour of Team Singularity, Ton.
Yep, much better. They push through, they get aggressive on two fronts, and just lock down that middle of the map, and all of a sudden, they're caught in the roughest spot possible. I think, though, one tick over towards A, not going to quite go through for Singularity. Connect 4 now will have the opportunity to defend this, but looking at the lives, ever so slightly in the favour of Singularity, but Connect 4 get control of top green. And it's up to the boys in Singularity to try and break through, and this push is a bit of a strange one, isn't it? You can all force through the front door. How is Lenny alive? That was a strange one. How the hell is he staying alive there? What?
Well, that 3 kills is huge in this scenario. And this is where it gets a little bit interesting, because there's a lot of time left on the clock and a lot of lives. The Connect 4 will have the advantage in defending A, especially with Linny going absolutely berserk and pushing them back into the spawn. Best case scenario.
Oh my!
Linny, now on a 5 streak, playing around jump up, looking for a player caution. He's going to try and get this. He's going to know he's here as well. He's done the exact same thing. 2 double challenge. Does get bids, but eventually goes down. And now Team Singularity rally. They try to get out here in P1 and move forward. Already, Tane's on the bridge. He's going to see a player there. That's a big kill for them as well. Got to crack open that Connect 4 defense and try to get around the back of this control point.
Relevant if Linny should have been dead that time around again. My goodness. Just got a bit of extra life, I think, Linny, at this point. There was a couple of gunfights. I mean, that second one, maybe not so much, but Connect 4 have been playing this so well. They find a couple of kills, and they just had that one player. He just pushes that step further than he maybe needs to. But it means Singularity have to turn around. They have to find him. You can't just run through with somebody in and around the middle of the map. You have to sort of clear it out to make things so much easier, or you're just going to get flanked time and time again. This is much better, though. They find the kills. They push through. It is going to drop. Now S&G in a good spot, but it has to be said, Linny in a good one himself. He is going to go down, but that's going to give time for Connect 4 to re-jig around here. Should be able to get rid of Maple, but he's done well to stay alive, and Bricks should be surely dropping, but my goodness me. Both teams have players on their side who are just playing their lives fantastically here.
Dave trying to just hold down this angle. He knows there are players against him. Gets one. Nelson gets the second, but it will be Singularity at least a little bit in control here. Can the reinforcements back them up before Connect 4 locks this one down, considering how little time is left into it? That first tick on A is not quite done yet. Connect 4 now going for the retake, looking to break into it as well. And already Linny gets the first one, dives in, and all the kills for Connect 4. That wasn't even a hold. That was nothing. That was a nothing.
That was as clean as a whistle. That was a ridiculous break from Connect 4. 4 different angles on the map that they win those gunfights and win the round because of it. Singularity, unfortunately, I mean, in that position, you know, they've played well to get to that point. But it's Connect 4, it's that original player where they're just wasting time. They've always got somebody in a position to cause you some problems. Clean shots from Dave in the best player, but there you go. 1-0 to Connect 4. Now, I'm still questioning how Lenny survived that original gunfight. That was crazy.
Well, he's 10-4, so he's doing a little bit more than surviving.
He's doing pretty well.
Well, let's see, now that the tables have turned, whether or not Team Singularity can do the same thing to Connect 4 that they just had done to themselves. Detain going into vent. Pretty typical vent play for this one, but Nelson gets that first kill. And they're looking to get onto this, and Nelson gets a second, and now they're going on to B for the quick stack. Linny gets another one around control. It's all in Linny. Now gets a second player. Unbelievable locking on there. Managed to just snap that player down. And now B will be on its second tick as Nelson trying to just get the angle. And it's always dangerous playing that position because a lot of people can see you. But they're trying to make a little push here. B point secured with 2 minutes 13 now left to go. Detain managed to get Nelson down eventually. Lives completely equal at this point, but it will be advantage Singularity because it is easier to just hold A when you need to.
And they're in a good spot on the map. Have to set themselves up and just try and find the kills where they can. But Connect 4, if you don't have to rush this. You got a minute and 50. You need to pick your way through the map. That's the positive for Connect 4 here. You've got time to take your time, essentially. Just need to pick apart the Singularity, find your picks, make these pushes through. It's going to go down from the other side of things. That's an easy push from Joe. That's going to shut things down. All of a sudden, Denza in the middle of the map's the only one left alive, and now Connect 4. They have picked apart the Singularity. Good position to get it some time over there.
Get onto it as well. They do the hard push through control. And now looking for these players. You already see Lenny's in the position. You already see Bidge flying out there, not having any of that gunfight. Joe eventually picking up as well. Second tick coming in from the stack. And oh my goodness, Team Singularity have to go. The stack is coming in with a 4 stack. And they're trying to get it. Can almost managed to just lock that one down. But oh my goodness, I love that play from Connect 4. They saw Team Singularity not only after losing those 3 kills, but then they had to run away, Ton. So they jumped straight onto the point and hold it rather than break the back, which is a traditional way to break it. But then, after they get another wave of kills, they go, right, 4 stack. And there is nothing more scary as a defending team on control than seeing that timer just rapidly tick.
Yeah, because then you can't really think about the push that you're going to make. You have to just do it. You have to just go. You have to just flood as quickly as you can. And that's what Singularity had to do there and find themselves in a really sticky spot. They need at least one attack to get themselves back into this game. Denza up top towards green. The ultimate position on this map, really, isn't it? Try and find something over towards his sight. Linny with another kill. He's 14-7. Nolson 13-7. It's been an absolutely phenomenal performance from Connect 4 on this control. There's another one for Lenny, 3 in a row. Look at the streaks on the right-hand side just ticking up, and that makes Singularity even a harder position. They've got to break through them a couple of times before they can even get close to the point.
Well, Bids has done a big job to do something about it. And it looks like they're going for this hard A break first. Tane getting another big kill around bricks. Managed to play his life. They aren't really stopping the clock at this point as Joe throws a little bit of acrobatics, but Bids is more than equal to it. You've got to ask yourself here, now Team Singularity will probably have to cut their losses and go B. They can't afford to let too much time tick down where they don't have any options left.
Yeah, that's the thing. You need that time to tick up, don't you? You need as much time as possible to get a hold of it. And they're finding the kills here as well. Joe's going to push around. I would have liked to see him maybe just try to play his life a little bit more there. B's probably going to go. Just play your life, try and find some kills on the exit from B, I would say. S&G will get a hold of this point now. They're going to have a minute and a half or so. Just a little bit over to make that push over towards A. Not in a bad spot on the map, to be honest with you, either. Connect 4, not a great deal of control. It's going to be very much on the side of Joe. On the side of Nolson to do something here. Bid's now pushing around behind. He's got through undetected. There's one looking for the second as well. Joe can't quite squeeze around the corner. But the pressure's in here for S&G.
Huge play there from Bids. That was an unbelievable gunfight he had to win. More players coming out here trying to hold this one down before they can get the bodies in. Tane gets 2, but he needs reinforcements to come to him quickly. He already knows those players are going to be bricks. Desperate trying to stay alive. First tick would be big here if they can get it. And still playing up and down off these crates like a jackrabbit. Takes down Joe as well. Tane continuing to pile on the pressure. More now flying into him as well. Connect 4 making those kills to try to get them out here. But Siggy Maple and Bids will look it down. And now they're probably going to stack at the same time. That second tick now coming in on A. Joe going to be in a position to try and get this one. He knows the player's going to be up there, but Siggy Maple says no again. And they keep telling him down here. Connect 4 cannot get through this. There are too many guns for Team Singularity to lock this one down, and they will finally get a point on the board, Ton, as they refuse to let Connect 4 back in.
I think the thing was there, it's when Maple and Bits find themselves in that spot, surviving as well as they did initially. It gives the time for members like Tane to make that push up. Finds 2 kills there, really nice break, and we can see, of course, the jump over the arches. Didn't see Joe the first time, but did the second. It's players like that, like 3 kills coming in from D10 so quickly, and all of a sudden, you're in a fantastic spot to get the round done. Just really, really well held by Singularity. Connect 4 will feel hard done by there. There was a couple of wipes that they had early in the round and were in a good spot. All of a sudden, Singularity claw their way back. It's the thing with Control, it's really not over till the fat lady sings, and she wasn't singing there at all for Connect 4.
And now, they are on the attack. This could very easily be 2-2. Bearing in mind, Team Singularity could end up winning the defense. But Joe now going to be sitting out. 2 players there. Nelson actually going out for a quick challenge, and they're ready for this. Player coming in. Taint, doing another 2 there as well. Siggy Maple has a go, and that's another 3 players down. And you can already see they have decided that this is no longer about B, it's about A. They are rushing over there now to get this locked in.
It's absolutely perfect. From the side of Connect 4, making their way over here as well, but SG looking like they are going to break back. They will do. No, not for very long at all. Connect 4, I mean, I was about to say Nelson's in a good spot to do something, but Maple will find the shots. Dave and Cole now can take their time.
It's a little bit interesting here. Connect 4. Make sure to breathe and don't let it go to your head. They tried something very ambitious. Gave up the peak B to try and get some points on its way. It didn't work. But now the time has come to slow it back down. To relax and figure out how to break this properly. You can already see them stacking bricks. Ends up on the outside. Huge kill against Nelson. Connect 4 have lost one of their big guns.
They have. Oh, they're going to lose another as well. Joe dropping down. Liddy will get the trade. They could do with getting rid of Denza towards the back here. And there you go. This is the kind of break that you want, but you need to get rid of D10 as well. Oh my goodness me! Oh, we've seen some big individual players in control so far. No more than that one. 4 streak for D10. Oh my goodness.
So difficult to hit this. It's so difficult to attack it. You've got to go through the back. You've got to make sure you win the trades. Every player you lose is just one you aren't going to have, and the reinforcements are easier to come in for Team Singularity. Now, they're around the back here. You can see that when Dave goes down, it's all going to be on Joe. Joe needs to stay alive. Detained on a 5 spree as well. Joe is their key player. He has to make something of this if they want to push into it. And down he goes. And they're pushed right back out again, Ton.
It just feels like Connect 4 maybe rushed that a little bit. They had so much time to try and do something. So much time.
It hasn't died.
I mean, that does, yeah, it does help. It does help. But they were rushing to try and find the kills on the flank rather than maybe just trying to push the front. Take your time, find the picks. D10's still going on 7. This should be a Singularity round. That's 8 in a row from D10. He was negative before this spree. That's going to be the round locked in. No way Connect 4 will get back. And, well, Connect 4 with 2-0 up. It's now 2 apiece. We're heading into round number 5.
Detainer an 8 streak. Keep an eye. See how high you can get it. that's what I'm looking for now. Just not dying, and Connect 4 came close, right? The best part of it was that ambitious play to try and get it early on. The problem being they were basically just hoping to win every single gunfight over there from 2 to 4, and it just wasn't going to happen for them. And now they're on defense again. Connect 4 are going to have to play something really special.
The thing is, they've had the opportunities to a certain degree, haven't they? They got a hold of B relatively quickly there. Could have taken their time for the push over towards A, and it just felt a little bit rushed at times. The lives were fully loaded up. It was fine. They didn't have to worry about that at all. They took their time. Oh my god! Anyway.
Centering.
There's Linny at it again. It's just going to be whoever pops off, I think.
They're doing it again. They're doing it again. They've got the first streak of kills, and they're going straight for A this time around. It's the same scenario. Can they hold it, though? Joe knows they haven't, and has had to actually ditch it. They're going to just make sure they get B here and not lose anything else. Now they have lives.
Yeah, B should still be going over. Nelson and Linny combining well. I like that from Joe. It could have materialized into something else, but in a bit of an awkward spot after that. A is not working. You immediately move over towards B through bricks, and nicely done. But here we go. Oh, Maple. Easy enough kill for him to find. Does have some support from his teammates over towards that A site as well, but Linny and Co now trying to get something working. The kills mostly going over towards Singularity, has to be said. Linny's the only one to answer back. Still causing absolute havoc inside of bricks. Give me his POV. He's not going to be able to find the kill on Maple, but that's a good break from him. But the rest of Connect 4 aren't there. They're not finding the kills on the way in. And all of Linny's good, hard work is kind of undone a little bit.
Oh, Nelson, that was just rude by Denzer, if anything. He was just waiting there patiently for a player to jump out of top green, and Nelson he just said, no, you're not sitting there. And this is the difficult part again, right? Like, Connect 4, I don't have confidence in them making these kills. Linny was in the greatest position he could have been. If he got one more, you get the short reinforcements. The players come through green. They get on that hit point for you very, very quickly. If you don't, then the rest of the team has to go and try to break the back again here. And this is where it slows down. Now, realistically, Connect 4 have 2 lives to the good. But can they make anything out of it?
They need to take their time. Just try and find some picks. You do not need to rush this. You can see they're set up in a decent enough position, but Singularity, in their defense, are playing it just so well. Awkward little angles, just churning it around in different positions. Denza's picking up 3 here. There it is. Fantastic stuff from him. 5 killing spree. Still running. Still staying alive. And that's what he's done so well there. They're finding kills. They're switching positions. They're staying alive consistently. And it's just making a half Connect forward. The communication's like, oh, Denza's just killed me. I've got no idea where from. But there you go. Breaks come through.
Here we go. This is everything now. They have the life advantage. They're going to get that first tick onto it. They have control, but it is going to be 4 against 3. As you can see, Dave is miles away. Here comes the push. Nelson's gone out the back. He's going to see 1. That's a big kill for them already. They've got to keep these reinforcements flowing in. Another one here for Nelson. Nelson now trying to push back into the point to stack this. And I think they're going to do that. They're just going to stack straight on. And this should be Connect 4. They have managed to make a break in the dying seconds of this game. And it's all over. Connect 4 find it and hold it against them. And they played that so smart. They didn't stack the point and try to get the quick hold. They pushed out towards the back. And Singularity, I don't think we're ready for it. Nelson was destroying those people coming off the spawn.
I was too busy explaining how well defensively S&G were doing.
I saw the break coming.
I know, and then all of a sudden 3 kills come through like that. It was just... The problem was is that S&G were playing it well defensively. They found that little flurry of kills from Denza. They pushed themselves halfway up the map. For the 2 players who pushed through mid, and if you're pushing through bottom mid, it's quite the route to get back. You've either got to go back through bricks, or you've got to get up top green, which then you can be shot from the spawn of Connect 4. Them 2 players in the middle of the map, the only 2 left alive, and it's such a hard route for them to get back. Those 2 players, they'll have to stay alive. The fact that the kills now come through for Connect 4 in those positions specifically put them in such a good spot to close it out because they've got total control of sight. Those 2 players mid-map are on an island that is being flooded by Connect 4 players, and all of a sudden it's just such a horrible spot to be in. And that's the thing with control, it can flip so quickly. What a performance from Connect 4 in the end, and S&G played it well. It was just one of those moments where those kills come through with the wrong positions, the wrong time. You find yourself in an awkward spot.
You certainly do, and that was a control full of ridiculously big plays, right? We have said, sometimes it does matter. A 2-piece in the right position can very drastically change how things are going down, and that was a game full of them. Here's the thing, right? The replay package is now playing for everybody watching at home. It would be incredibly difficult to pick out a favourite from this. There were many clean breaks. I think Linny had a ridiculous start that may have only been overtaken by Detain with his 8 or 9 streak or something he went on.
It was just play after play after play from both of these 2 teams, wasn't it? It really was a fantastic game of control to watch. Garrison, I mean, they were dead and buried, I think, in that final round for me. I thought it was done, and then all of a sudden, like, it can flip like that.
Singularity were in such a good position, that's the thing. And then the break coming, you just saw the players out towards the back, and that was the difference, right? Once they got that, and they tried to be ambitious a few times, and they tried to make the flashy play, but eventually it came down to just good mechanics and winning a few key trades. If you win those trades around that point and you've broken the back of it, then the reinforcements have to come in, and you've got to make sure your player can get there first to make sure you get it. And they did that. And the best thing about it, like I said before, right? It's not that they managed to make that break and get the setup, but the fact that they knew they had to make another wave of kills. They didn't just try and jump in and panic and go, right, let's just get onto it. Let's hold it down. They managed to hold fast, and that's why they won 3-2 on that map. Now, we are going back to Garrison, and it is going to be a hard point. Ton, we have seen a hard point before, and it was not a good hard point for Team Singularity.
It really wasn't, was it? Checkmate will be what we see on map number 5 if we do need it, but based on that first hard point, I don't expect to. But, I mean, Garrison it's a relatively similar kind of map to Moscow in a sense, in the that the rotations are important, specifically over towards 2 and 3.
I wonder what you were getting at then. I was thinking, yeah, he's very similar. I'm not thinking, in what way? I was like, oh, the rotation.
Yeah, because it's a very heavy rotation.
No, your point's valid. It's just you just really threw me through a loop. I was like,
well, I'm sorry, mate. I was setting it up.
All right, I'll forgive you this time.
Yeah, you've been quite nice to me tonight. I wanted to try and keep it up if you possibly can. But
no,
it's a similar sort of map.
How narrow Garrison is and how big Moscow is, and I'm like, where are we going
it's
with
different in that sense. It's like me and you are similar but different. We're British. You are.
This is true.
Different than me in many other ways.
In one group, right?
Well, yes, I know. We're all from London, if you remember.
Yeah. Guess we get through. Are you from London? Yeah, of course I am. Yeah, no problem.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Anyway, we're going to talk about this game. Garrison Hardpoint, of course, up next. Team Singularity need this win to push it to checkmate, search and destroy. But is that plausible? Is that plausible considering how the last Hardpoint went?
I mean, yeah, it is, but it doesn't really give you much confidence for Singularity, though, does it? There was not an I mean, we could talk about map similarity, but it's fundamentals of Hardpoint that didn't go well for them. That was the problem. It wasn't necessarily just the map.
And slaying.
And slaying. Yeah, they got played off the map, to be honest with you. So Garrison needs to be a hell of a lot different. All
right, well, let's find out. We are now, of course, going into Garrison Hardpoint. Connect 4 versus Team Singularity. Connect 4 on not only the point where they can win this game, but winning it puts them into the playoffs and into the next season of Challengers Elite. Team Singularity looking down the barrel. They have to win this to have a chance to stay in. And we kick it off onto P1 with Detain.
Well, let's see if they can get things seen up. If D10 can have a good game here, the SMGs are so important on every single map, but Garrison is one of those where you really need those boys at the front to be firing on all cylinders. Nelson and Dave, though, kicking things off well on the AR side of things for Connect 4, but good plays from D10, looking to try and clear up on mid, gets the kill on the Dave, but then he will clear it in the end. Towards these rotations, over towards PT2, though. Momentarily, it does belong to Singularity, but feels as if Bids is going to have plenty of company very shortly.
Certainly is. Fortunately, reinforcements close by. And that's Siggy Maple taking down Dave straight away. Bids trying to stay alive here, jumping around, but eventually the Semtex running in. Gonna get it, Siggy Maple. Big job to do here. With that XM4, has to hold it down for his squad. Eventually, Nelson takes it down as well. Unbelievable plays. It will be a Connect 4 break very, very quickly.
That's huge from Nelson. I don't know how he gets into green completely uncontested, but everything Singularity set up there is just blown to smithereens by him pushing around that side. Really, really big plays from Nelson. I mean, super impressed every time I've seen Connect 4 play, specifically with him. He's had up and down a couple of years, but he really is performing well in this roster. Connect 4 just about holding on here. Maple was inside the point, but they will pick up those final 25 points. We can see SNG. They've mostly given this one up, but look at the split. It wasn't actually going to be Singularity spawning slightly out. It will be Maple all the way to the back. Good shots by Joe, but doesn't have much support. Singularity should have control of P3 as we head over.
Yeah, you can see Detain just backing up, just continually backing up to make sure they don't lose the spawn here. You 100% want to lock it down. Reinforcements now coming in. Siggy Maple doing the same thing. Says, hey, Detain, I'll probably take it from here. You can bounce. I do have the XM4. See it now pushed over as they go for the hold here against Connect. And they can already see him. He's just trying to play this a little bit careful here, but Push is now coming in towards the back as well, but it's all Singularity on the kill feed so far. They have rebuffed that first push here from Connect 4, and now they'll have to restack and retry.
Oh, good shots by Lenny. That might just be the door they needed to bash down to get through here. Oh, Nelly finds the timing on the Denza, but really, really good hold by Singularity so far. Dave in a really tough spot, somehow surviving the cover. Just about there to save his life. Connect 4 now will back on down and choose to set themselves up for P4. But a really, really nice hold by Singularity there towards the backside. And just good work from the ARs. 7 in a row for Maple. Just sort of went under the radar a little bit. It's a good spot for him to be in, of course, as he does eventually go down. But P3 is an AR's paradise. Plenty of open space, and Singularity can't quite break through here, but it's a good rotation from Connect 4. They can try and lock it in. The kills have been traded out. Singularity very much back into this game. They're in the lead.
Joe just gets a little bit lost there as he jumps into caution. Connect 4 still have it, but there is an awful lot of Singularity players in the area. And if they can get the trade here, they might have an opportunity to break through. Singularity already trying to look around the back. Probably get some bridge control. You can see already, Denza tries to get that hit onto top green. Not going to work quite for them. Bids though, now onto the point. Knows there's players up top green as well. Doesn't really want to stick his neck out.
Singularity locking this one in. Good start from them on Garrison, has to be said. They've already surpassed the amount of points they did on Moscow, so that's a fantastic start to say the least. And it's just ARs, look at it. Bids maybe not having the best games, but Maple at 13 and 5. Big performance from him. D10, Denza also having good games. Then look on the other side. Nelson 4 and 10. Said I was impressed with him at the beginning of this game. I don't think he's got a kill since. I've definitely cursed him, but Dave having a good game here at 10 and 7. Can he rally the troops yet? Or Connect 4 got shots by Dave. Just trying to lock down bricks, get some control here, but Connect 4 looking to get a route back in.
I love this by Dave. Just staying alive, trying to make sure you're in the right position for your teammates. And even though he knows his pressure is coming around every single place, managed to kill Denza and stay alive as well. He knows he's being chased as well. Look at him just play Bids. Eventually Bids will find him and shut him down. But Team Singularity in the lead here as we go into our next set of rotations. And that's very, very important for this one because they want to go to map 5 ton.
And not a bad spot to do it. Shots from Maple. Just about green control. He's keeping a hold of that well. Not many points going over towards either team, really, on P5. Singularity here, set up for P1. The setup, technically, for P2. It's a big grenade over towards Brick, so D-Team will be gone from there now, and the push can come from Connect 4 via top green. It's really about Maple staying alive for the Singularity team over the next minute or so, if he can. Big gunfight going on towards green, but nonetheless, Connect 4 winning them on every single angle. And will break on through and have the rotation for P2. 35 seconds remaining on P1 as well.
Trying to make a big kill there, not quite able to. But P1, it's not really about at this point, it's more about P2. Obviously, Connect 4 would quite like to have all of it, and Singularity say, nope, that's 3 kills going down. Time to lick the wounds. Connect 4 will have to rotate back around and try to make sure this is locked in. And you can see that they are ready for this one, Ton.
In a good spot. I mean, Singularity, though, have kind of split them a little bit, haven't they? I mean, how can Bricks be so easy to take over? Denza can't find the second kill. That would have been crucial, but Singularity are knocking in the door here. They come as well through top green. Nelson, tough spot. And here, Connect 4, that's got to be a bit of a misstep. You set up around the point, got control of Mimbat, control of green, control of the hard point. And there's 2 players from Singularity and Bricks. You have to be covering that off.
You do, and this is where it gets tense, right? Like, they not only need this time to get back into it, but also the rotation. They're now 50 points down. They're looking for it, but Denza is gunning as already Singularity launched themselves into this one. Not only get this time, but now go for the rotation. It's all going to be on Joe. Joe has to pull off a miracle here. They desperately need this, or they're going to be so far behind. He's gone all the way to back electric. Big kill down on Denza, but that's going to give his position away. He's now going to have players rushing towards him. His teammates have to get there to try and help him out. He sees Bids. Bids is already going down. Denza is going to be the last player alive, but more of Connect 4 now trying to swoop in, and they finally managed to get it. Joe did just enough to allow his teammates to get in this position. 60 points here can bring them right back into this turn.
And the thing is for Joe there, towards the back, not finding the kills, it doesn't matter. They know he's there, they have to get rid of him. He plays this like so well. And that allows Connect 4 to run through the mid-map without a little bit extra pressure. Really well played. They lock in the time. 35 seconds remaining here. It doesn't just put them back into the game. They'll be within sniffing distance of Team Singularity. Can they lock it in though? Dave and Co. Not in a bad spot to do so. Lenny will find the kills, and look, Lenny's already overextending over towards green. How's it going, D10? Oh, well, he's been absolutely gunned, is how it's going. But a good move by Lenny, not able to get it done. Important kills coming in from SMG on the transition over towards P4. They're set up in a good spot here. They will still have the lead, but it's not what it once was.
Well, they're trying to make a play around vent, and that's That's a few players down at Connect 4 as we go into the next hill. And right now, Connect 4 have the bad side for it because they don't have top green control. And Den's trying to make a play here. And he jumps in with the pistol, not able to make that one work. And more points now coming in. They're trying to get Joe in that corner. Eventually detained, empties the clip. Finally managed to get it in. But more points being snuck away from him from Connect 4. And Singularity in the good position. They got 2 down as well. They need to get a bit of time here at the same time. And Joe eventually goes, although Sigma Mabel does cut through his teammate. And they will get some points back onto this one from what has been a very good Connect 4 so far in holding them back to us.
Good play from Connect 4. They've kept it within touch and distance. It's one of those hills that it can sometimes just be trading away a couple of points here and there. A couple of seconds of control. Mabel towards the back. He's going to cause issues though if Connect 4 don't clear him out. Good shots by Dave, but not quite enough to get any sort of control. And see Connect 4 now spawning out, trying to get top green control as we head over towards P5. 20-point game still. It's just going to get taken down to big
tight.
gunfight win. It is going to be tight.
He thought it was all Singularity, but Connect 4 have been rallying and putting an awful lot of slaying on the board. Dave himself 23 and 18, only beaten by probably Denza 26 and 19. And this is where it gets a little bit scrappy as both teams try to get in the optimum position to hold it. P5 not always super easy to hold, but Denza gets one, but Linney takes that player off, but Denza gets 2 and absolutely guns him. Now Dave is going to be sitting there trying to hold it down in arches to do the same thing. And this is what I was talking about. This is so scrappy because neither team is happy holding it in the current positions they are. They're going to get absolutely still undestroyed.
I think there's been, what, 15 or 20 points between them actually went over towards these sides. Connect 4 getting the better of it towards the end here. They're the ones that need it. All of a sudden, I mean, this is a super tight game. It's going to be 10 points heading in what should be the final rotation. Kills, which way they're going to go? Traded. Although Linney will find the final one. I mean, it's so back and forth, isn't it? So back and forth.
Singularity, though, I will say, they keep making these big plays. And every single time I think, right, they've got control back into it, Connect 4 somehow squeak away and come out on top. But now we are on P1. It's going to be a bit of a scrappy hill, of course. As I've said many times, not usually about P1, while Team Singularity will like all the points from it. P2 could be very well where we end this. Connect 4 streaming back into it. They will have control of P1 for now. And even if they got the rest of the points, it would only just squeak them into the lead. But it's not about that. It's got to be about this rotation. And Dave is now trying to make a move forward, but he's alone. Going for P5, sees Siggy Maple. He's going to be called out. Surely someone's going to take him down. It does. Denza gets in there and takes it at the same time. Bids is now top control. And this is where it gets very, very dangerous. Ton Connect 4 have the hard job to do.
Super hard job to do. Singularity, the trenches have been dug. They're in deep. Joe's going to find a kill on the flank, though. Once again, it's that bricks control. Connect 4, I mean, what, you've got 5 different entrances to try and get in here. Oh, that's a great snap from DT, and the second one is free as well. Lenny is not going to allow him the third, but the spawn's still with Singularity. But look at the presence in and around the hill. It's really only Maple any spot to do anything. It's a nice break by Connect 4, and they needed to do it. They can just about win it here as well. 20 points away. Singularity have to push through, but the thing is as well, for both teams, you need to be thinking about the next rotation as well. But Bryce, it's going to be so close.
Unfortunately, it looks like Singularity have got in. Joe's got to now stay alive at the back. He knows exactly what to do. That's a huge kill for him. He has to stay alive. Singularity can win it here if they just break in the last few seconds. 8 points left to go,
Rotation.
And now the rotation comes in. This is everything for them. Look at number 8. Nelson is ready, sitting in event. Joe's trying to get away as well. Siggy Maple now running down the map at the same time. And it's all going to be about whether or not Singularity can make these kills.
Bids
with a huge snap on the day. That could be massive.
Bids!
The second kill onto Joe at the same time. Bids being the hero for this. Liddy is going to shut him down in the end. But Connect 4 will win just about regardless of Bids trying to put the team on his back there.
Oh, it was this transition over. Oh, he didn't. Well, it's not really a turn on, but it's that one kill there. Finds that. What? I mean, he doesn't have any health left. How has he done that? What a snap onto Joe as well, but just nobody else there with him. My goodness.
Everything.
He couldn't have done anything else. He really couldn't have done anything else there. Singularity, unfortunately, will drop out. Connect 4, advance on.
There is a lot to say about that series, and that last one especially. Ellen, thank you for joining us once again. Please weigh in here, because I'm sure me and Ton are both out of breath at this point.
Wow. Actually, I have some notes here. Singularity, first of all, that I don't know if they're just one of those teams that is like when they're under pressure, they perform better, because I was not expecting that. That almost went to a game 5. But it definitely came down to a couple of key point things. Moscow, I don't think I need to say anything about that map. 250 to 89. Wow. Okay. Connect 4, slaying power there. There was just no AR presence on the side of Singularity. The second map on Moscow as Search and Destroy. Singularity, they definitely played that really well. They won, what, 6-3 was it? Utilizing their stuns, their nades. They played together well as a team. But that garrison control, I really thought Singularity I thought they were going to take that. I noticed on the first round, I don't know what happened, that they gave up green. Someone just walked right through there, and Connect 4 actually ended up wiping the whole entire team. There was 15 seconds left, and Singularity had control, and they just lost it like that. I don't know, maybe if it was communication, what happened right there, but Detain and Denza, wow, they really stepped it up as far as defensively, and they just did such a good job. And you know, Singularity, you hate to see it, they almost came out, but unfortunately they weren't able to close that hard point. It really just came down to a couple of just key rotations, couple of kills. It was so nail biting, so close.
It certainly was. Well, thank you for that. Let's take a little look at the bracket and how it stands at the end of this day. Well, as you can see, we did start off with Team Singularity against Obtain. Singularity walked through that one. Rams took down Connect 4 in their very first game. Then, of course, we went on to Rams versus Singularity, and Rams took that and moved forward to the playoff. We go into our losers round now, and Connect 4 take down Obtain, knocking them into relegation. They only won 1 map out of 6. And then we got the game we just ended up watching. Connect 4 versus Team Singularity. And it says 3-1 there, and one of the hardpoint was one-sided, and the S&D was one-sided. The last 2 games, the hardpoint was ridiculous, and so was the control ton.
Super close games. And honestly, Singularity, I'll be disappointed, but in fairness, as something that we've talked about all the way through, they have improved, but unfortunately, they're not going to be able to get into the single elimination bracket, Brycey. We've got our 2 teams from today.
They certainly are. Well, let's talk about our playoff bracket. It's something that we've been talking about all this time, and of course, here it is. It's all rounded out now. It will be August versus Connect 4 and Train Hard versus Rams. Of course, some big maps some big games in that one, Ton.
Huge games. Absolutely massive. I think, you know, you look at this one and you sort of say that sounds about right, doesn't it? Those top 4 teams in there, based on what we've seen in general round robin play. This is kind of the 4 you would have expected to be here. I think Obtained would have sort of liked to have been in. I think, you know, you could have said maybe a toss-up between them and Connect 4 at times, but Obtained just didn't perform when it came down to knockouts, unfortunately. And that is just the case for that one. Just an unfortunate turn of events for that team. Interested to see how they go on, but immediately you think they're looking at these, definitely the top 4 teams in Europe by some distance, you would say now, and super excited to see how it goes down tomorrow.
All right, Evan, it's been a great elite challenger so far, and obviously playoffs is going to be the big finale. But which of those 2 games are you most looking forward to?
I would say probably Rams. What is it? Rams. What was it? Rams versus Orglis?
Rams versus Train Hard and Connect 4
Train Hard,
versus
excuse me. Okay, Train Hard, sorry. Orglis, Train Hard changed. Gangsters used to be Train Hard, so okay. Yes, yeah. Rams versus Train Hard, I feel like that's going to be a really close matchup there, because Train Hard, for the most part, has been playing consistently well throughout, you know, the weeks prior, but Rams has stepped it up. So I feel like that's going to be a really close matchup, but I really want to see who makes it to the finals. That is what I want to see, but overall, I can kind of see a Rams versus Orglis final, but it's hard to say. But overall, I'm just really curious to see who makes it through.
Same here. We've seen all these players and teams go against each other, and of course it's been great watching them in the round robin and now in the double elimination bracket. But more importantly, we are of course going to go to our playoff bracket tomorrow. This is going to be our very quick break before we go into our North American region. But if you are wondering, the playoffs is yet to come. Of course, it will be Connect 4 versus August and Rams versus Train Hard. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you right after this.